And I think we are live. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a sunny Wednesday afternoon here in the UK. And as such, I've decided to stay in a small studio at home and play some board games. We are live on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. If you can hear me and see me okay, please let me know. Graham's here. Excellent. And I just need to get the Facebook chat working for those people watching on Facebook. Bear with us a minute. Let's click on that and let's click on that. So there we go. Right. Okay. Yeah. So we're live this afternoon and I'm going to be doing something that a number of people told me not to do. And that is to play Nemo's War, which is a very well-renowned solo game. And I'm going to be playing it multiplayer. Now, when I got this game, I was, 100% convinced that this is a solo game. And everybody said it was a solo game and it's one of the best solo games. And then I got the rule book and it says in the back, here's how you can play the game cooperatively. Now, my Patreon supporters, in their infinite wisdom, chose this as one of the games that I'm going to be reviewing next month. And in order for me to create reviews, I basically need to play all of the different versions of that game in order to give it, a good going. Because I will be commenting on the different ways you can play this game in the review. So today I'm going to be playing through a multiplayer game. And I'm pleased to say that I am joined today by, if I can find the little button to turn him on, Mr. Tom Heath, Mr. Slicker Drips himself. Say hello, Tom.
Hello.
You okay? How you doing?
I'm well, thanks. Ready to do some boating stuff.
Boating stuff. Now, you did tell me yesterday you were going to dress up as a whale.
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed.
I feel like I've done it.
Okay. Now, Tom's joined me today. Tom has never played this game, but I convinced him to give it a go. But Tom doesn't know the rules of the game. So for those of you who don't know how to play this game, whilst we're not going to be doing a full tutorial, I am going to be talking through some of the stuff. But yeah, Tom's here. He's going to be joining us today and we're going to be teaching him how to play as we go along. And we're also joined today by another Tom, Tom DiPiazza, who is in the bottom right of the screen now. Hello, Tom. You need to unmute your microphone. And
hello, everybody.
There we go. We can hear you now. Tom is not the founding member, but the very first other member of the Nemo's War Facebook group. And that's how I got to know Tom, because when I started playing this game, he basically invited me over to that group, which is, it's a Facebook group specifically for this game. So there's a lot of members there, but it's obviously for fans of the game. Right. So off we go then. Now, Tom number one. There are 4 different motives that we can have when playing this game. Okay. It does suggest when you first play the game that you go with the explore motive. I've done that twice so far. So I've decided today we're going to use a different motive. And we're going to be using this one, which is the anti-imperialism motive. What this means, it doesn't actually change the rules of the game, but what it does is it will determine our scores. So I'm going to switch to a zoomed in view. There we go. Check out my new zooming technology. And we have here, you can see the motives. These are all the things that we're going to get points for during the game. So we've got warships sunk, non-warships sunk, adventure cards, treasure, liberation, science discovered, and wonders seen. And this tile here will tell us how many points each one is worth. So warships sunk plus 0. So we will get the normal face value of points for any warships that we sink. Non-warships, everyone is at plus 2. So every non-warship that we sink is worth more points. Adventure cards are worth normal amount. Treasure is at -1, so we're not really that bothered about getting treasure. Liberation, however, so these cubes here, okay, whenever we put these on the board, each one of those cubes at the end of the game is worth ×6. Science discovered is at ×2, wonders seen is at ×3. If you actually remove the tile, you can see what they are for all the different motives. So you can see that the anti-imperialism motive, the ×6 for liberation is more than anybody else, as is the non-warship sunk. So yeah, we're Captain Nemo and the crew. We're aboard the Nautilus, which is going to be sailing around. And what we want to be doing in this game to get the most points is to put these cubes on the board. We need to be inciting basically rebellions around the place. We will play for a certain number of rounds. There's an adventure deck here. Now this is seeded. So we've got the prologue on top. We've then got a whole load of cards. We then have 2 intermissions, and then something bad happens, and then we have a finale card. The finale card is a random one out of 7 finales, I believe, and that is shuffled into the bottom 6 cards. So when we get to the finale, we will count up the scores, and then based on how many points we get, we'll determine how well we do. It is a very difficult game, and the chance of survival, I don't know. So Tom D, how many times have you played this game?
Oh gosh, about 12 now. 12 times.
And how many times have you actually not died?
Maybe 4.
Okay, right. So it is quite a difficult game. So assuming we don't die, we'll then add up the points and see how well we do. Right. There is some things we have to do in the setup still. And that is, what bits haven't I done yet? I haven't. Step 8. Hidden ship tokens. Right, so hidden ship tokens we need to put... and we're going to play on sailor level, which is a slightly easier difficulty. In each designated outline starting space on the map, but in sailor mode, 1 fewer hidden ship token in Western Pacific, North Atlantic. So I'm going to set it up as you would normally, which is hidden ships in each of these.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take off the ones for the sailor mode. Do you normally play on sailor mode, Tom, or do you play in the normal difficulty?
I have started off on sailor mode, and coincidentally, that's where a couple of my wins came from.
Right.
But I moved up to officer mode, and then you can mix and match.
You can.
Bits and pieces.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, each of the parts of the rulebook where it has the difficulty settings, as Tom said, you don't have to say I'm going to go sailor across the board. You can say, oh well, I'm going to have sailor from this bit, officer from this bit, and you can mix and match it. But we're going to go sailor across the board. So we're going to take out 1 from the Western Pacific, North Atlantic, and Eastern Seas. So Western Pacific, Northern Atlantic. I'll take this hair off the board as well, and European seas. Okay, we've got the rest of the ships set up. We've got the notoriety marker up here. A way that we can lose, Tom, is if this notoriety marker here ever gets to, now where does it need to get to in imperialism or anti-imperialism? Here. If it ever gets to space 44, we lose immediately. Basically, They know about us so much, they come and get us. So yeah, we don't want that notoriety marker to hit 44. It will generally go up during the game. There are very few ways that it can go down. Oh, Johnny's here. Johnny is the admin for the Nemo's War Facebook group. Thank you very much, Johnny, for joining in. And yeah, if you're interested in the game and you're on Facebook, definitely go and check out the Nemo's War Facebook group. Right, now, special setup for the cooperative version of the game is we have these 3 roles here. So we have the purser, the tactical officer, and the officer of the deck. I'm going to assign these randomly. So I'm going to roll to see which one I get, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6, so I am the officer of the deck. So I'm going to put that over here. And that means I've got the crew I've got, or I'm in charge of, are the second officer and Professor Aronnax. Tom Heath, 1, 2, 3, you're the purser. Yep, you're the purser.
Okay.
So that's going to go here. I will read out the stuff that's on it in a minute. And you've got Ned Land and Conceal. And Tom D, you are the tactical officer. So that can go over here. There we go. And you've got Chief Engineer and the First Officer. And we also have this card here, which I don't know where I'm going to put this. I'll put it here for now. This is a double hull. So these are upgrades that the Nautilus can have. These 4 are random, but because of our chosen motive, we start with this one, which is double hull. So we get a +1 when exerting hull. And also we ignore any rolls of 6 when applying damage to hull. Now that won't mean anything to you, Tom, but don't worry about it. It will all make sense. Basically our hull, which is this blue track here, is stronger than it would be normally. Oh, we also need to decide who starts off as the captain. So it is Mr. Heath. You are the captain. This is going to be fun since you don't know how to play, but
full steam ahead.
Yeah, charge. We will guide you through it. Okay, so you are the captain until we fail a test. So during this game, we are going to come across many, many situations where we're going to have to take tests. And as soon as we fail a test with you as the captain, you must relinquish the captaincy, and it passes on to the next player. And the next player will get 1 action point as sort of I guess a compensation. You may yield the captaincy at the beginning of any turn before drawing the next adventure card. So if you decide that you don't want to be the captain anymore, you can do that. There is also a rule about somebody seizing the captain, but hopefully we won't get that. Is that on that side? Maybe I've got the wrong side. Okay, maybe not. Just notice there's 2 sides to the captainship. Right, so yes.
Yeah, I think the backside is just the rules.
Must take the rules. Okay. Here we go. So being the captain, you will decide about and pay for Nautilus upgrade cards during setup. So in the setup of the game, because we're playing sailor mode, we're getting this for free. If we weren't playing sailor mode, you would have to decide whether to buy it or not, and that decision would be made by the captain. But because we're getting it for free, that's fine. As the captain, you will decide how we're spending our action points, which is actually going to work well, because then we can explain to you what you can spend your action points on. You decide whether to accept voluntary stalk attacks and adventures. We'll come on to that in a minute. You resolve tests, and you control tableau cards. We haven't got any cards yet in our tableau apart from the double hull. And the Nemo resource, so there are 3 resources in the game: the Nemo resource, the crew resource, and the hull resource. And as the captain, you are responsible for exerting the Nemo resource, and you decide whether we do or whether we don't. You cannot sacrifice another character's resources, but you can ask them. Please, Paul. Right, now, the officers, the other officer cards, we'll go through mine. So I get 1 treasure available gemstone. Where's the gemstones? I don't quite know what we do with that. Do you know what we do with that, Tom?
There's, it's kind of weird. I don't even know why they're really there.
It says during setup, some players begin with a treasure available gemstone. Gemstones owned by the players are not available for on-map placement. So we can't put it on the map, but I don't actually know what it does. If anybody in the chat knows, let me know. So here's the things that I manage. And this is going to be a bit weird because obviously you two are watching my screen, so it's going to be me that's moving the physical components around. If we were all sat at the same table, it's my job to manage the action point track. So the captain decides how we spend the action points, but it's me that physically moves the marker down. I'm also responsible for the notoriety track, and I'm also responsible for the crew ship resource. Other duties, determine motive at setup. Oh, okay, so that was down to me. Okay, the purser, which is Tom Heath, you start off with a treasure available gemstone, and your responsibility is to draw and read aloud the adventure cards, though I'm going to be doing that, placing treasure tokens, drawing treasure tokens out of the pot. We've got 2 pots. We have the cat cup here, which is all the treasure tokens, and we have a big Wallace and Gromit cup, which is all of the ships. So they're slightly off camera. Other duties of the purser is to determine which Nautilus upgrade card is purchased and must approve all treasure token expenditures. So during the game, we will have the option at various times to spend some of the treasures that we've collected, and it is the purser's, you've got to approve them all, which works thematically. Tom D, right, you're responsible for risking the hull resource. You don't start with any crystals. You roll all dice hostile to the mission, although that's going to be me. And you determine if sunken ship tokens are tonnage or salvage. So every time we sink a ship, we can either choose to put it on this track here, or this grid here, or we can claim it as salvage. And that is the tactical officer's decision as to whether we do that. Okay, right, I think we've got enough to be starting off. So let's make a start. So the flow of the game is printed on here. We have a turn sequence printed on here, and the first thing we do is the event phase, where we draw the top card of the event, the deck, and follow its instructions. Now the top card is always the same because it is the prologue card. And I'm going to read the text just for added flavour. The facts relating to this apparition entered in various logbooks, agreed in most respects as to the shape of the object or creature in question, the untiring rapidity of its movements, its surprising power of locomotion, and the peculiar life with which it seemed endowed. If it was a whale, it surpassed in size all those hitherto classified in science. Okay, roll a die and place the Nautilus in the corresponding major ocean. Now, I've put that dice thing a little bit too far away from me. 3. So the Nautilus starts off in the North Atlantic here. I'll light down actually for the purposes of the camera. I've not painted mine yet, Tom, as you can see. I will get round to it. Commence play with the next card. So we start the game with 2 white dice. More dice will be added as the game goes on. And off we go. Next card. So this is a random one. This is, let's zoom in a bit, see if you can see this. There you go. At full steam. So this is a keep card. The Abraham Lincoln's speed increased. Its masts trembled down to their blocks, and swirls of smoke could barely squeeze through the narrow funnels. So this is a card we can keep. And after we sink a warship in the North or South Pacific, you see this here where it says P? That means we can pass this card. So after we sink a warship in either the North or the South Atlantic, this card goes into the pass pile. What that basically means is it's going to be worth this printed value in points at the end of the game. This is an adventure card. If we don't do that, we put it in the fail pile, at which point it won't be worth any points. So we keep this card, and at some point, if we sink a warship in either here or here, we're going to get some points. Right, that's the event phase done. Some of the events are really bad, so that was okay. The next thing we do is we roll the dice. So at the moment we're rolling 2 dice. So we roll these 2. This is because we're in Act 1, so that doesn't actually go there, that goes here. Act 1, roll 2 dice. Okay, and we've rolled a 3 and a 2. Now, the difference between them is how many action points we're going to get if we have a standard turn. You get a lull turn if the dice are the same. So if the dice were the same, we get what's called a lull turn. If they're different, we get a standard turn. Well, the first thing we do is we're going to place ship tokens, because we're going to have a standard turn. We put ship tokens, and the dice determine where those ship tokens are going to go. So we get a new ship appearing in ocean number 2, which is down here, and another one appearing in ocean number 3, which is here. And what we do is we take ships out of the pile. Do we take ships out of the pile, or is it unexplored? It's these ones. It's the hidden ones, isn't it?
Hidden ship tokens.
Yes, that's it. Hidden ship tokens. And you'll notice that there are spaces. Now, I won't go fully into the placement rules yet, Tom, but if an area is filled and we can't put any more in, then it basically spreads. If it can't spread, we start adding more actual ships onto the board. If we can't add any actual ships onto the board, it's game over. We lose straight away. That will probably happen very, very near the end. But basically, we need to be blowing these up so that there's space for the new ones, because new ones are appearing every turn. Next up, the differential between these 2 dice is 1, which means we gain 1 action point. Not ideal, but that's how it goes sometimes. Okay, and now we go into the action phase. So in the action phase, and I'll zoom in for you a bit here, over here is all of the actions that you can do. You probably can't see that too well, but you can do adventures, which is to draw a card from the adventure deck. You can attack the ships that are in the area that you're in. You can try and incite a revolt, which is basically putting these wooden cubes on the board. You can move. You can rest, which regains crew. You can repair, which regains hull, so we don't need to do them yet. You can refit, which is getting more upgrades, or we can search for treasures. They are all the different things that we can do. The star next to some of these means that it normally costs 2, but on a lull turn, it only costs 1.
We have to give ourselves one starting action point.
Say again, Tom, you broke up a lot there.
We have to give ourselves an action point for the die roll.
Yeah, I'm struggling to hear what you're saying, just because the audio is quite choppy. If you write it down and hold it up on a sign, I might be able to see that. Anyway, we have 2 action points. Although Tom is the captain, what would we advise our new captain to do? Because he's new to all of this. Any suggestions, Tom? I would say possibly search for treasure. Or, although treasure is not that valuable for us.
Treasure loses us points, doesn't it?
It doesn't lose us points. It just means every treasure piece is worth 1 fewer points than what's printed on it. Yeah, we don't lose points by getting treasure. What do you fancy doing?
We still get 1 action point. 1 more action point.
Yeah, the audio is really choppy, Tom. So it's, yeah, action point. We've got 2. I think that's right, because I think you start on 1. I think the setup instructions say that you start on 1.
2 on Sailor. 2.
Yeah.
Go for the difficulty.
Oh, sorry. Right. Difficulty setting. There you go. So we got 3. There we go. We got there in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So we got 3 action points. Now you can save 1 going into the next round. And the reason why you sometimes might want to save 1 is if we were to roll a double, the next round is a lull turn and we wouldn't actually get any action points. So the actions that become cheaper when you have a lull turn are actually no good whatsoever if you don't have any action points. So that's why sometimes you might want to save 1.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, process of elimination, you might want to attack, which means we can start getting rid of some of these ships. We might want to incite a revolt, which is putting one of these cubes, and there are 2 spaces that cubes can go in the North Atlantic. We might want to move to another area, but I think there's enough stuff in this area. We can try and get treasure because there's a gem here. That means there is treasure to be found. We can't refit yet because we need salvage. There's no point repairing and there's no point resting. We could spend 2 action points to have an adventure. And because we're playing in sailor mode, there's actually treasure in the first adventure. But yeah, I'll leave it up to you.
Well, inciting is our main kind of goal, isn't it?
Yep, we will get 6 points at the end of the game for every one of these cubes on the board.
So
do you want to do that?
Let's get placing a cube.
Okay, so inciting costs 1 action. And what we do, everything in the game is resolved on this table down here. Okay, so what we do is we look up the type of action that we're trying to do. There are various things that we can exert, spend, whatever, ahead of time, and then we roll the dice, look it up on the table, and we see where we get to. So if we're inciting, the things that we can do are, we can exert any 1 ship resource. So the way that exerting works is these are the different ship resources up here, Nemo, crew and hull, and we can exert any one of them. And what you do is kind of like betting it or gambling. If we decide to exert the crew, we move the marker to here, and that means we're going to get a +3 on the roll. If we succeed, the crew comes back. So we haven't spent it, you're just gambling it. If we fail, however, then the crew's going to go down by 1. And I think there are certain situations where it might actually go down by 2. But I think if we're playing on sailor mode, it only ever drops by 1. So we can exert any 1 ship resource, which could either be Nemo, crew, or the hull. We can spend treasure tokens if we had any at this point to add to the roll. If we add the arcane library, we get +1. If we have the sunken treasure fleet, we get +2. And then minuses. You get a minus on an insight roll for each revealed ship token, which is none, so that's good. And we also get another -1 per uprising cube already placed there, and there aren't any. So we're getting no minuses. So basically, we decide as a group which of these resources we want to exert. Now, as the captain, you get to decide if we're exerting Nemo or not. I get to decide if we're exerting the crew or not. And Tom D decides whether we're exerting the hull or not. Now, at the moment, Nemo is +2, crew is +3, and the hull is +2. So I'm more than happy to exert the crew.
Yeah, that would give us the most bonus.
Yeah,
I think that's a good idea.
So we're going to exert the crew. We get a +3. We can't do any of the other bonuses here. So we are rolling the dice. And let's see what we get. It's one of those games, Tom. I know it's got dice in it, but you will roll so many that they kind of average out. Well, there you go. That's not a bad start.
Nice.
So we succeeded.
Good roll.
Yeah. It's all downhill from here. So the crew comes back, and we look up the result on the table, which is revolt. Place 1 cube and -2 notoriety. Okay, so there you go. We get a cube. It doesn't really matter where we put it, so we'll put Mexican independence. So there we go. We've gone round. We've caused a bit of trouble in Mexico. Because we rolled really good, we would have lost 2 notoriety, but we don't actually have any notoriety at the moment. But there you go. That's our first action taken. What would you like to do next?
So do we find out what the ships are by attacking?
Yes. And you can either, when you attack them, you can either do a sneaky attack, which means you can only ever attack one of them, but then you'll reveal it. And if we don't like it, we can sneak off.
Yeah.
Or we can do what's called a bold attack. Now, in a bold attack, that's a little bit more dangerous because we have to then attack it, whatever it is. But with a bold attack, it's the way that you can actually attack multiple ships on a turn. And this is soon going to get overcrowded.
Yeah.
So,
I think...
you want to do a bit of attacking?
Yeah, I think we should do some attacking because we've got this. We're in the North Atlantic. We've got this full steam.
We are. We have this full steam card, so we spend 1 action point and we're going to do an attack. Now, do you want to do it as a bold attack or a stalk attack?
I think it's we can afford things to go a little bit wrong, could we? Could we do a bold attack?
At this stage,
Sure.
we can. Okay, so bold attack. Right, so let's just check the rules on bold attack. Make sure I get this right. Bold attack. After designating one hidden or revealed ship. So if there was a revealed ship, you could have chosen that one, but they're both hidden. So what we do, we reveal it, and we must initiate combat with it because we're doing a bold attack. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what it is. Now, at the start of the game, the ships in here are relatively easy. As the game goes on, these ships are going to get added in, and these ships are going to get added in as well, and they're far more dangerous. Okay, so the ship that we've got is this one. It is a warship. So that gets revealed, that gets replaced by that. It is an ironclad. It's from, I'm not sure where that country is. But yeah, because we've drawn a warship, because we were bold, we have to attack it. And combat against a warship is actually all explained on the on the board here. The first thing that happens is the warship is trying to attack us. Its attack is in the top left. It's 7. So we roll dice. We can't exert anything for this, so we're just rolling. And we've got a 3. If the result is less than the attack value, which it is, then the Nautilus suffers hits equal to the lower die's value, which is a 1. If we'd have rolled a double 1, it would have been 1d6 damage. So we take 1 hit. For each hit, we lose a random resource or destroy an upgrade card. We don't want to destroy an upgrade card. So we basically roll the dice to see what gets hit, and it's a 6. We look on here. 1, it would have been Nemo. 2 to 3 would have been crew. 4, 5 to 6 would have been hull. But because of our double hull, we ignore 6 results when rolling to apply damage to the Nautilus. Excellent. So there we go. It hit us, but it bounced off the hull. Right, now we attack it. Its defense value is 10. We're basically rolling 2 dice, and we're trying to get greater than or equal to 10. But there are things that we can do to boost it. We would get a +1 if we were making a stalk attack, which we're not. We can exert any 1 ship resource. And we'd get an extra 1 if we had a strengthened prow. So, again, I'm happy to exert the crew if you two are okay with that.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so we're exerting the crew. We're on a +3. So here we go. Rolled a 9, +3 is 12. Done. Okay, so if hit, the ship is destroyed. Now, here's the choice. We can either, anytime you destroy a ship, you can assign it as tonnage, which basically means it's worth points at the end of the game. It will be worth the points that is on it for us, +0. And we put it in the ocean where we killed it. So the North Atlantic, it would go there. And you see these points here, that is once the column is full.
Okay.
So once we have destroyed 1 ship in each of the 6 oceans, we're going to get 8 extra points at the end of the game. Okay, that's your first option. Your second option is to put it over here where it's salvage. If it's salvage, we're not going to get any points from it at the end of the game, but salvage allows us to buy the upgrades. Now, before you make your decision, I will tell you this. Because you've chosen to do a bold attack, that's going to allow you to carry on attacking, but as soon as you take a ship as salvage, that's the end of the attacks.
Right. So we should put it in tonnage.
I think put this one in tonnage, and because we have now sunk a warship, that card goes there. Excellent. Okay, so after the first bold attack has been successful, you may choose to carry on, but if you do, it's going to cost 1 notoriety in order to move on to the second ship. But I think at this stage, that's probably safe doing it.
Yeah.
People in the chat are saying, yes, you want to keep it as tonnage. Yeah, definitely. So we use a notoriety, and we're now going to attack this second ship. Okay, let's see what we've got. Oh, was there any bonuses on that one? Ah, yeah, there was a notoriety symbol on it. So we actually got 1 notoriety for destroying that ship. Okay, so this ship is... Okay, it is a white ship. So it's not a warship. It is a freighter from Britain. So basically, it doesn't attack us because it has no attack value. So we just go to us attacking it. Oh, I forgot to put the crew back. I always do that. Again, I'm happy to exert the crew again because this has only got...
Yeah, they've worked well so far.
It has, yeah. It's +3. It's the best one, I think. So 7. 7 needed, and we're at a +3. Oops. That's the problem with dice bouncing out of the thing. Oh. What have we got? Oh, I'll tell you what, we've only just done it. So we did it. Now, do we want to put this one as tonnage? Or do we want to put this one as salvage? Bearing in mind, this is a non-warship.
So it's worth more.
Yeah, so although the printed value of the non-warship is 1, according to our... according to our motive, all non-warships are actually worth 2 points extra. So if we were to keep it as tonnage, it would actually be worth 3 points at the end of the game. But keeping it as salvage allows us to then buy some more upgrades. Who makes this decision?
I think I do.
You do. Determine if sunken ship tokens are tonnage or salvage. So sorry, Tom, I should have asked you what you wanted to do with this one.
Well, too bad it wasn't the other way around. That's, I would keep this one, and we should have. We should keep it for now.
Keep it as salvage?
Tonnage.
Salvage. Tonnage. Right, okay. There you go. Right, so that's the end of that attacking. We have 1 action point left, so...
So should we save that in case we...
I think save it.
Lull turn.
Yeah, I would say save it. So, yeah, if you're happy saving it, that is the action phase done. And I think that's it. I think that's the end of the round. So, we'll go to the next round, and we draw an event card. We have the Korea incident. Captain Nemo glowered at Ned for his remarks in favour of Americans and growled, "Even now, Mr. Land, the Americans desire to force open trade with the reclusive Koreans. And, just as they did in Japan 15 years ago, the Americans are sending a war fleet to articulate their interests." Okay, it's another keep card. When the Nautilus is in the Western Pacific, so when the Nautilus is over here, we may intervene on Korea's behalf. If we do, it's a test. We need 11. We can exert both Nemo and the crew. And if we pass, we can basically place up to 1d3 uprising cubes in any Pacific locations. If we fail, we lose 2 hull or we gain 4 notoriety. So there you go. That is... I'm going to put the card here. No, that's going to be a mess. I'll put it down here for now. So we just need to remember that when we go to the Western Pacific, we can do that if we want to. Right, let's roll some dice. Let's see what we get. What have I rolled? I've rolled a 3 and a 5. Okay, so we need a ship in 3. And then we need another ship in 5. And the difference between them is 2. So we now have 3 action points. Okay. So, Tom, you are still the captain because you haven't failed a test.
So we should probably move somewhere, maybe.
We could move, or we could get this treasure, or we could kill this ship.
Yeah, we should probably get the treasure while we're here.
Yeah.
This is one
if
available.
anybody in the chat can help us with what do these gems on our cooperative cards do, because I'm not really sure.
No.
Yeah, so let's go for let's see what searching treasure does.
You're going to go for searching for treasure. Right, so searching for treasure, we can exert any one ship resource. So again, I'm more than happy to put the crew in. If we had the arcane library, we'd get a +1. And if there were any revealed ships, it'd be a -1. Because thematically, it's quite hard to do it in secret when there's ships about. Okay, so basically we are rolling dice and adding 3. I'll put this a little bit closer. Okay, and what have we got? What's that? 7 plus
10.
3 is 10. 10 on the table is success. We collect 1 treasure. So what we do is we remove this gem here to say that treasure has been found. So we can't search for treasure anymore here. And we get a random treasure from the cup. People are saying end game scoring. Okay, so these gems here are for end game scoring. Nice. Okay, we found... Okay, now, in here, there are 2 bad tiles. The good news is, we've just found one of them now.
Oh.
But the reason why it's good news is it's gone. Yeah, we know it's gone. So this is basically, remove this from the game and add 3 notoriety. Because I've played one game where this cropped up at exactly the worst time and lost me the game. So at least we know that is gone. We needed to... Did I spend the action point for that? I don't think I did. No.
No, we had 3 to start with.
Yeah. Okay, so we're now on 2 action points. Now, that doesn't count as a failure, so you're still the captain because you did succeed. It's just what we found was, was not good. Right.
So, do you think we should move to a more populated place? Maybe if we worked our way around, like to the
My
European.
suggestion would be maybe to try and get rid of this ship while we're here, and hopefully we can persuade other Tom to keep it as salvage.
Yeah. Yeah, so we might as well be sneaky then, since there's only one.
So we spend an action point, we do a sneak attack on here.
Yep.
So I'm going to draw what it is, and because we did a sneak attack, if this is really bad, which it won't be at this stage, but if it was, we could actually just run away. Okay, so we have found a passenger ship, the Napoleon 3. So I would say we attack it.
Yep.
Exert the crew for a +3. And +1 for making a stalk attack, so it's +4. So +4 onto 9 is 13. Yeah, gone. Okay, so Tom D. Tonnage or salvage?
Salvage the ship.
Right, so you'll notice on these upgrade cards on the far right of the board, there's a little number in the top right. That is how many salvage tokens it costs to buy the card, generally speaking. And you do that with the refit action, which we haven't done yet. Okay.
So,
1 action left. Do you want to save it?
Yeah, save that.
Saving it. Okay, so we're going to go to round 3. You happy staying as the captain?
Yeah.
Okay. Because remember, you can voluntarily, I believe, may yield it at the beginning of any turn before drawing the next adventure card. Oh, and take 1 treasure available gemstone from any other player. I think that's for the semi-co-op version of the game. Yeah. We're playing the full co-op version. There is also a semi-co-op version, which I probably won't try because I don't like semi-cooperative games. Right. Next event card is a runaway reef. The year 1866 was marked by a bizarre development, an unexplained and inexplicable phenomenon that surely no one has forgotten. I don't remember what happened. Anyway, we have to do a test of 7. Oh, I should have put that crew back. So a test of 7, and there we go, test 7. The only resource that we can exert for this is Nemo, if we want to, and that is up to the captain. If we pass, this card goes in the pass pile, and we lose 2 notoriety. If we fail, we gain 4 notoriety.
Yeah, so I think we should spend it then.
Well, first of all, I think it's the captain's decision. Is it the captain's decision as to whether we do the test or not?
No, we can just choose to ignore it.
Oh no, you're right. We can't. Yeah, it's not an option. Yeah, you're right.
I thought
Ignore me.
that was quite kind of the game.
Ignore me. Right. So are you're gonna exert Nemo?
Yeah.
Okay. Nemo's interesting because actually the numbers start off at +2, +3, but as Nemo gets down here and he becomes more erratic and unstable, the numbers go up. And there are also points at the end of the game depending on where the markers are on the tracks. So, okay, so we're rolling and we're adding 2. And we've rolled a 6, +2 is 8.
Yes.
We've passed. Excellent. So we've passed and we lose 2 notoriety. That's really good. Okay, that goes there. That is the event done. Now let's roll the dice. We've rolled a 3 and a 5 again. So we're going to have another ship here and another ship here. And we get 2 action points and off we go.
Right. So we could do that ship that's here. It's just one though.
It is, yeah.
Or we could move on to the European, and I'm just thinking working our way towards the Western Pacific. Like the European's got a lie in it. India,
we
not
gotta
so much, but then that leads
European.
to the Western Pacific.
Yeah, these blue lines are the connections between the two, between the oceans.
Because going the other way is a little bit shorter, but there's nothing in the.
There's nothing
Arctic
in the
Ocean.
Arctic Ocean. Yep.
So if you fought 3 things, do you decide after each one whether you carry on if you were being bold?
Yes. Yeah, you could just do 1 and stop there.
Yeah. So let's do that. Then. Let's have a look
Okay.
at the let's have a look
So
at the
one
European
action.
seas,
We're going to move to the European seas. That's the first action point spent.
and that just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is an upgrade that allows you to move 2, which is the hydro drive.
Yeah. And so we could try some attacking or some. Well, there's treasure here. We could do
There
some
is treasure
searching
here.
again.
We could also do some more inciting or attacking.
I think how much notoriety have we got? How much do you lose from inciting? You lose 2 at the most, don't you? So inciting would probably be decent now because we've got some notoriety now.
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, and we
Okay.
haven't revealed any ships.
Yep. So we're going to incite. I'm happy to exert the crew again. That's +3. There are no other modifiers. So we're rolling at +3. I got a 7. +3 is 10, which is a normal success. So we place a cube and we lose 1 notoriety. So let's have it on the Spanish Revolution. There you go.
We
Okay.
could incite again. Can you hear me?
We
what
can
was it
incite
again?
again.
You can incite again, but there is a penalty of -1 for
Yeah, we get
each
-1.
uprising cube already placed out in that ocean.
We've still got the notoriety to lose,
We could, yeah,
but at the same time we've only got 1.
or we could do some bold attacking to try and get rid of some of these, or get the treasure.
Treasure.
Yeah, go for some treasure then.
Go with some treasure. So we spend our remaining action point. So searching again. I'll happily exert the crew. So we're at +3. Okay, +3 on the search table. We've got a 6. +3 is 9, which is a success. Collect 1 treasure. So we're going to remove the gem and let's see what we found. Now there is one other bad token in here. And we've found the Great Barrier Reef. Okay,
Ooh,
now
that's
this
good.
is a wonder. It's worth 1, but for us it's ×3. So that's actually 3 points at the end of the game for finding the Great Barrier Reef. There we go. We have no action points left, so I believe that is it. Next round. Okay, we have another keep card. It is the Gulf Stream.
Ooh.
So this is 10 days went by. 10 days went by in this way. It was only on May 1st that the Nautilus openly resumed its northbound course after raising the Bahamas at the mouth of the old Bahamas Channel. We then went with the current of the sea's greatest river, which has its own banks, fish and temperature. I mean the Gulf Stream. So we can keep this card. When the Nautilus is in the South Atlantic, so when the Nautilus is here, we may decide to pass this card as a free action, move it to any other ocean except for the European seas and the Arctic Ocean. And at the end of the game, we fail this card if it's unused. So basically, we might as well at some point use the Gulf Stream and it will get us some points at the end. But for now, we're just keeping it. Okay, let's roll some dice, see what we get. We have no action points, so we kind of don't want a lull turn. And what have we rolled? We've rolled a double 5. That's the last time I say things like that. Okay, so we've got a lull turn. Now, lull turns are slightly different. First of all, we still place ship tokens, but we only place them for the white dice. So later on, when we get the black dice included, if it was a lull turn, you would only place them for the white dice. So we're placing them on 2 5s. Now, the bad news is that Area 5 is already full. So what that means is we put a hidden ship in an adjacent ocean. Now, whose choice is this? Me, officer of the deck, perform all placement phase activities. So basically, I can put this in either the North Atlantic or the Indian Ocean. I think I can put it in here. This line doesn't count for our movement, but it does count for connections.
Yes. One of each.
I think one in each. Yeah, there we go. The next thing we do is we put a treasure available token in the doubles ocean. So the good news is we get another treasure token in 5. The bad news is that every time there is a lull turn, we have to check the uprising cubes. So for every uprising cube on the board, we need to check to see whether the imperialistic forces basically get rid of the uprising. Let me just read where that happens. I'm sure it's printed on the board somewhere. Oh yeah, here we go. It's just here. On lull turns, check every ocean with uprising cubes, add the number of uprising cubes and the number of revealed ships in the ocean, and roll a d6. If we roll greater than or equal to the total, there's no effect. So actually, we're fine, because there's only 1 cube, and there's no revealed ship, so even if we roll a 1, we'd be okay. Yeah, okay. But if there were more ships here, or there were more cubes here, there is a chance that they will disappear. Right, and I think that is it for the lull turn. Yeah, if we had an action point, we could then use it to do some of that stuff. But there isn't, so next turn. And we have the Lost Continent. So this is a test, but Captain Nemo came over and stopped me with a gesture. Then, picking up a piece of chalky stone, he advanced to a black basaltic rock and scrawled this one word, Atlantis. So it's a test of 11. We can exert Nemo and the crew if we want to, which I think we probably should. And if we pass, we get 2 treasures or gain 1 Nemo. So I will happily exert the crew.
Yeah, we should exert Nemo as well, I think.
Captain's happy to exert Nemo, so we're at a +5. Okay, so +5. What have I rolled? He's only going to roll the double 6 again. So yes, we've passed the Lost Continent. That goes here. That's worth points at the end of the game. And we get 2 treasures. Or we could get a Nemo, but Nemo's already at max. So 2 treasures it is. Here we go. Right, we have found the Bermuda Triangle, which is another wonder that can go up there. And we've also found a little token that we can retain. So I'm gonna keep it up here. But basically at any time, we can remove this token to re-roll dice, or we can keep it at the end of the game for 4 treasure points. But remember, treasure is -1, so it's actually only worth 3 points. But at any time we can discard this to re-roll, or remember when we're inciting, we can use this to boost our roll by basically giving the locals some treasure.
That is now an emergency resource, basically, for us. Yep.
There's also these crew members, Tom, that we haven't fully explained yet, because generally speaking, you use these after you've rolled. Some of them can actually be used to give you actions as well. So the second officer, I could actually you flip the second officer over 1 time during the game and you gain 1 action.
All right.
But again, these are all worth points if you don't use them at the end. So,
yeah.
Right. What was that we've just done?
We did the card.
We did the
So we
card.
need the roll.
It's the dice. Okay, it's a 5 and a 4. So we get 1 action point, and we need a ship in the South Atlantic, and I'm going to put another ship in 5 is full, so I'm going to put it in the North Atlantic. See how quickly they spread?
Mm-hmm.
Getting 1 action point a turn is not great.
No.
Right.
Should we try and do something about the ships
I think so.
here before we move out then?
Yeah. Tom's nodding.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Did you
So
hear
should
me?
we... Yes.
Okay.
So should we be bold?
I think so, just because there's a lot of them there.
Yeah. Let's be bold.
I mean, the first time I played this game, I took it safe and was doing sneak attacks all the time, and it just wasn't enough. Okay, so we're going bold. And the first ship we find is... It is the Themis. It's an armoured frigate. So there we go. That goes there. And the first thing is, it attacks us. Now, I said last time that there was no modifiers to this. There actually is. If there were any other warships there, they would basically gang up on us. But there isn't, so it's just straight roll. And their attack value is 6. Yeah, fine. We don't take any damage. Then we attack it. And again, I'm happy to exert the crew. So we're at +3. We don't get any other bonuses. 9 + 3 is 12. We've done it. We do get 1 notoriety for killing it. And then Tom D, are we keeping it as tonnage or salvage?
Let's see here.
Bearing in mind we're doing bold, so we could potentially hit more things.
Yeah, we need to get that as tonnage right now.
Yep. There you go.
That's the wrong C, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. Yes, it's a different sea. Yeah, European seas. There you go. So that goes there.
There we go. Mm-hmm.
Are we carrying on?
Yeah. That was easy.
We gain a notoriety for carrying on. And let's see what we get. We've got the Tinwald. It's a mailing ship. It's got the post. We're going to get 3 notoriety for getting rid of it. But, you know, them's the breaks.
It's 5 points if we take it down there.
Yeah, right. I'm going to exert the crew again. It's quite tough to get rid of it. +3 on this. And we've failed. Okay, finally we've had our first failure. So we've rolled a 4, +3 would mean that we're on 7. So here's our options. We could accept the failure, which means we'd actually lose that crew. And we would fail. Or we can use some of these characters. So I have a character, for example, which is Professor Aronnax, which I can flip over and we get +2 after the roll.
I say we take our lumps.
That's the thing. We probably want to save it. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We save it for something more important?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But there are things that we can do to influence it if we want to, but I don't think it's worth it. So, we've failed in that attempt, which means we lose the resource that we exerted. If we were playing on a higher difficulty level, I think you might sometimes lose 2 as well. That is the action over, but unfortunately, Tom, you have to now relinquish the captaincy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, must yield when you fail any test. Oh, and also when you reach the next notoriety box, that's when you must yield as well. So what happens is the captaincy moves on, and in the co-op rules, you actually gain 1 action point, which is quite cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's not there in the normal version of the game, so.
That's right.
Being the captain, yeah, fail any test, including combat. Immediately yield the captain tile to the player on your left clockwise and add 1 action point if there is room for it on the action track as an initiative bonus to help the new captain urgently address the pressing issues above the Nautilus. Right then. So, what's next?
So who's the captain?
You are the captain, sir.
I am the captain.
You are.
Well, we still have 2 active points. I'd say we press the attack with a bold attack.
Go for it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we could attack the mailing ship, or we could attack one of the others.
Yeah, let's try another ship because we want a warship. We want warships.
We do?
That will help our score.
Yep. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a bold attack on that one. Let's see what we get. Mr. O'Toole is in the chat. Hi, Ian. Thank you very much for joining in. I had a note to remind you this morning to tell you that we were doing this and I completely forgot. It is a warship. It is the Yeland. It's an armoured frigate.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, it is attacking us. No modifiers because the other ship is not a warship. So let's see what happens when it attacks us. We're okay. And now we attack it. And again, I'm happy to exert the crew because it's still +3.
Yes.
So I will do that. No other bonuses. No. We need that strengthened prow. It's there. There is a strengthened prow upgrade here. So.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
You weren't captain for very long.
Yeah, no kidding.
So it was a 4 + 3. It was 7, which is right. It's nowhere near, but remember, you're the purser, Tom. Heath. We have this treasure. We can discard this treasure to get a re-roll.
Do it.
Yeah, we could do it. It's losing less points than our characters.
Yeah.
Because that's only worth 3 points.
This is worth 3.
A treasure is a -1 for us at the end scoring, correct?
Yeah. So instead of it being worth 4, it's actually only worth 3.
Okay. That's right. -1.
But yeah, it's up to you, Tom H, whether you want to spend the treasure to get a re-roll or not.
Oh, do we need 4 salvage for that prow?
Yeah.
Well, what's our plan after this? Are we going to just move out of the European seas? Because if we leave the warship, then the rolls will all get worse, won't they?
Yeah.
Or actually, it's any revealed ship, isn't it, for the normal actions?
Yes. Yeah, for inciting and searching any revealed ship. I mean, I'd like to get the strengthened prow because we are going to be doing quite a bit of attacking, I think, in this game.
Here's what I say. I say we sink and take this ship for tonnage and then hit the non-warship for salvage.
Yeah.
And maybe move.
Isn't the non-warships better for us?
Oh, actually, yeah, it's the other way around, Tom. It's the non-warships are good for us for points. It's the warships we want to take as salvage, ideally.
Oh, yes. I'm backwards. Mm-hmm.
Let's do the reroll. Let's see if we can get this.
Okay. So we're going to discard this treasure, and we get a reroll. Come on, Paul, roll better dice. It's a 6 +3. It's still a fail. Now, you have a character called Ned Land, which if you wanted to use it, it would give you +1 after the roll. If we wanted to, or we could just accept our fate and say, yeah, let's not do it.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. We might just end up sinking more points into it. We've lost.
Well, if you do this, it's a definite.
Yeah.
That is not a re-roll, it's a +1, and we are 1 short. So it's up to you, but yeah, it would be a definite if we did it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so flipping Ned Land over actually increases...
Should we take a notoriety for that?
Yep, that flips over. But we've passed. Hooray! With a little bit of manipulation.
Yeah.
So, Tom D, salvage or tonnage?
Let's see. I think we salvage this and stop here.
Okay, so salvaging this, which means the bold attack is nullified.
Yeah.
Okay, we've still got one action left. Do we want to use it? Just bear with us a minute. I just need to close down something that's pinging at me in the background.
Okay.
Which is too many windows open. It's that one there. Okay, and we're back. So for those people who are watching who want to know how we're doing this, I've got my studio set up. The camera is obviously broadcasting out, but I'm using a Skype connection to talk to the two Toms, and then I'm using Skype share screen, so they are seeing, they're seeing it, you know, directly live, so there's no delay for them. And that's how we're doing it. How is the quality of the video on Skype? Is it okay for you two?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
Well,
cool.
we see your streaming software as well, so the window's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, you see everything.
Yeah.
But I've also got it open in Tabletop Simulator, so I can see it big.
Oh right, okay. And if you need me to zoom in on any part of it, just let me know, and I can zoom around as needed.
Yeah.
So, Captain Tom, are we saving or spending our last point?
Saving. Let's
Saving.
save it. Oh,
Okay. Next round.
And I lost it.
We have 42 degrees centigrade. The panels had opened, and I could see a completely white sea around the Nautilus. Steaming sulphurous fumes uncoiled in the midst of waves, bubbling like water in a boiler. I leaned my hand against one of the windows, but the heat was so great I had to snatch it back. So we're testing. We can exert Nemo and the hull, and remember, because of the double hull, every time we exert the hull, we get an extra 1.
Oh.
And if we pass, we actually pass the card and gain 1 hull, which we can't do because we're already at full, but it's better than failing. Now,
Wait,
the
we're down
decision,
one on. Oh, no, we aren't.
the decision on whether to exert Nemo is down to the captain, and the decision on whether to exert the hull is down to the tactical officer. So, Tom D, it is your choice of which of those 2 resources we decide to exert, if any.
I think we can exert them both, actually.
Okay. So it's +2, +2, plus the bonus 1, so we're at +5. Yeah, unless I roll really badly. Yeah, well, I can only see the 6, but there we go, we've passed. So that goes there, and we would gain 1 hull, but we can't because we're at max. Okay, right, let's roll some dice, and hopefully get numbers that are slightly different from each other. Well, not slightly different, but massively different. Hey, there you go. We have a 1 and a 6. So, we get a new ship appearing in the Western Pacific, another one appearing in the Indian Ocean, but then we got 5 action points. Unfortunately, we did save 1, so we've lost 1. But never mind. 5 action points it is, Captain, sir. Where would you like us to go?
H, correct?
Say again?
H is the captain.
No, you're the captain.
I'm still the captain.
You are still the captain.
Okay, I thought I lost it.
No, you were going to, but then we fudged that test and we did it.
Oh, that's right. Let's finish off the attacks here. Finish attacking.
Sorry, you're breaking up again?
Finish attacking.
Okay.
Yes.
So, which one are we going to attack? And are we doing bold or stalk?
Bold
Yep.
on him.
Yep. So do a bold on the mailing vessel, and then if this works, we can claim that as tonnage, and then get the next one as salvage. Yep. Okay. Right. So it doesn't attack us. We're attacking it. I will exert the crew again. So we get +3. No other modifiers. So just need a 6. Just, it says. What have we got?
Yes.
Well, yep, got it. Whatever that was. The other dice was a 5. So we've done it. So we're claiming this as tonnage, which is there. And then we put 1 notoriety to move on to the next one, which is... It is a passenger ship. Oh, there was also 3 notoriety on that. I forgot to add on. 1, 2,
Yes.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, so we found the Zealand, which is a passenger ship. And because we were bold, we have to attack it. I'll exert the crew again. Again, we just need a 6. Yep, got it. So that's another notoriety. And salvage or tonnage?
Salvage, please.
Yeah, that's 3 salvage. Nice.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. 4 action points left. And there's a treasure here
I'd
as
say
well.
let's do another insight.
So 1 to insight.
Mm-hmm.
I will exert the crew. So we're at +3, but we get a -1 because there's already 1 cube here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a net +2. Got a 5, which is a 7, which is no effect.
Mm.
Now, no effect is still green, which means we don't lose what we spent or tried to spend.
I'd say we salvage again, or insight. Sorry.
Insight again. Okay, so
Yeah.
same thing again. Spend 1 action. +2. Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
That is another double 6. So that is down 2 on the notoriety track. And we do place a notoriety cube on the Fenian Troubles. There you go. Nice. Okay. Right. 2 actions left.
Let's move to the North Atlantic.
So we move to the North Atlantic. We have 1 action left.
And save the action point.
Save the action point. Okay, right. End of the round. So next round. Let's have another card. Okay, we have Act 2. So this is our the first intermission. I was admiring the magnificent aspect of the ocean when Captain Nemo appeared. He did not seem to be aware of my presence and began a series of astronomical observations. Then, when he had finished, he went and leant on the cage of the watchlight and gazed abstractly on the ocean. So we are going to add in the dark yellow reinforcement ships, these ones. So these get added in to the cup. And we are now rolling 2 white dice and 1 black dice from now on. So we've added a black dice to the pool, which basically means more ships are going to appear. So continue with the next card. Okay, and the next card is Troubled Dreams. We have to test 8, and we can exert Nemo if we want to. If we pass... let's read the flavour. I tried to keep my eyes open, but they closed in spite of me. I was in the grip of anguished hallucinations. So if we pass, we can keep this card. And then we can change anyone's die result only, regardless of its colour, why it was rolled, or how many other dice there were rolled with it, to any other result that you choose. Oh, okay, so if we pass this test, we keep this card, and then at any point in the game, we can use it to change any die result to any other result we want.
Yeah. An emergency resource it becomes.
That's pretty good. And if we fail this test, we just fail the card. Okay, so do we want to exert Nemo?
We do, yes.
Okay, so we're at +2. Yep, done it. So I'm going to keep that card over here along with the other keep cards. There we go. Right, so we're now rolling 3 dice. We place ships for all of them, but we only use the white dice for determining the action points. Okay, so it's 3, 5, and 6. So we place a new ship in 3, which is here. Another one in 5. Another one in 6, but it can't go in 6. So I'm going to put it in 5. And then we get 2 action points added onto the one that we kept from last time. We have 3 action points, and off we go.
Well, we need to attack. I say bold attack.
Yep. So 1 action point for a bold attack. Okay, let's just give these a shuffle. And we have found the Fujiyama. It's a warship, it's a frigate. So it attacks us first. It's got an attack value of 6. So we're fine. And then we attack it. Oh, that should be there. It's got 9 defense value. So I will happily exert the crew again.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
So +3. Yes, just did it. Okay, so where's it going? Tonnage or salvage?
We're going to go with these warships. We're going to go with tonnage.
Salvage?
Tonnage.
Yeah, you're breaking up just as you're saying it.
Oh,
Salvage.
sorry. Tonnage.
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 Okay. I guess we're carrying on to the next one.
Actually, let's do salvage.
Okay. Right, and because we took it as salvage, that ends the attack.
Right.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
I think so.
Refit?
Yes. Do a refit. Two
Okay.
actions.
So refitting when it is a normal turn costs 2 action points. And then again, like everything else, we look on the table. I will exert the crew, so we get a +3. We could also spend treasure tokens. We don't have any treasure tokens. And -1 if there's any warships present, which there isn't. So we're rolling and adding 3. I got a 7, which is a 10, which is success. We gain the upgrade.
There we go.
Yeah. Whose decision is it about the upgrades? It is the purser. It is you, Tom, Mr. Heath.
Oh, we need the prow.
Strength and prow is the one we were thinking of. Yeah, so that's good. So that is ours. Strength and prow goes here. So basically we get a +1 to all non-torpedo attacks. Torpedoes is another card that comes in possibly later on. Okay, and we have to spend 4 salvage for that. So that is out of the game. There you go. Nice. Right. That's going to help. That's really going to help.
Yes.
So, next round.
Yep.
Oh, that should be back. Next round we have
Yep.
public opinion. Traders, ship owners, captains of vessels, skippers and master mariners from Europe and America, naval officers from every country, and at their heels the various national governments on these 2 continents were all extremely disturbed by the business. So this is a play card. Fail it and place 1 ship token in each major ocean using the usual placement procedure. And for each revealed ship token so placed, get 1 notoriety. What? That's just a really bad card then?
Yeah, fail the ship. Fail and place the ship. Oh boy.
Wow. Okay, so 1 ship token in each major ocean following the usual placement procedure.
Well, the good thing is there's spaces in every ocean, so we're not going to lose notoriety.
For each revealed ship token so placed. Okay, so it's still a hidden ship token.
Yes.
Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 1 in 6. I think I'm going to put in the Cape of Good Hope.
Yes.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's a really bad event. Not had that one
Yeah.
before. Okay, and now we're rolling the dice as well, so it's going to get even worse. Okay. Oh dear.
What do we
Okay.
roll? Okay. Oh.
So it's good and it's bad. Yeah, so it's good because it's a lull turn, so we only place the white dice. So we're only putting 2 on instead of 3. And also it means that the treasure regenerates. The bad news is that we don't get any action points. Okay, so I'm putting 2 ships on 3, which means one's going to go there and one's going to go there. Okay.
Check for uprising cubes.
It still doesn't happen because there's still only 1 cube and there's no revealed ships. So yeah, still doesn't happen. And that is the end of the round. Oh, I forgot to zoom out. Sorry for that. There you go. Right, next round. Okay, next card is Shortage of Air. How long, I asked, will the oxygen in the air tanks enable us to breathe on board? The captain looked me straight in the eye. After tomorrow, he said, the air tanks will be empty. So, we have to do a test and we can exert the crew, which I'm going to do. So we need a 10. Gulp. Oh. Yes, got it.
Yes.
Okay, so if we pass, we pass. So the card literally just goes there and nothing else bad happens. Right, okay. Spawning of ships. This is where it's going to start getting messy. What have I got? Okay, so we have a 2, a 5 and a 3. I think you do it in numerical order. So the 2 first is here, which it can have 1. Running out of tokens. Then the 3. Okay, so it can't go in here and it can't go anywhere adjacent. So we go to the 3rd step, which is we reveal a hidden ship in that or an adjacent ocean. So any of these we can now reveal.
Let's reveal it in our ocean.
In this one?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to reveal that one. And it's a warship. It's the Shenandoah. Okay, that's the 3 done. And then the 5, again, is here. Can't spawn anywhere, so we have to reveal one either there, or there. I don't fancy revealing another one here, just because that would then be 2 warships. So I think I'm going to reveal one in the Indian Ocean.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and we have, it is a clipper, the Taiping. Okay, and then we've got, luckily for us, 5 minus 2, we have 3 action points. Okay, we've got to make these count.
Boy, this is tough. I'm wondering if we should stalk attack the warship. We do have the strength and prow.
We do have the strength and prow, yeah. But that warship is quite tough. It's got an 8 attack value.
That's what I'm worried about. I can't see that, but... Whew.
There you go.
Well, we could stalk attack a hidden ship, and the strength and prow will negate the warship being there. So yeah, stalk attack on a hidden ship.
Stalk attack on a hidden ship?
Yeah.
Okay, so
yep.
1 action point. I'm going to put these nearer me actually, so I'm not leaning across. Okay, and the ship is... It is another warship. It's a slightly tougher one than the other one. But because you chose Stalk Attack, you could choose to just disappear if you want to. It's that one. It's the Royal Sovereign.
Jeez. I don't know. What do you think?
I think go for it.
All right, let's go for it.
Okay. So first thing is it attacks us. It has an attack value of 8. Oh. This is a very good dice tray from Jason Dinger, but it's a bit too bouncy. So 4 plus 3 is 7. So unfortunately, it's hit us. Now, if we were playing the normal difficulty level of the game... Oh, you can't see the dice. There you go. I've rolled a 4 and a 3. If we were playing the normal difficulty of the game, we would actually take damage now equal to the lowest of the numbers. We'd take 3 damage, I believe. But because we're playing sailor mode, we only ever take 1 damage. So, yeah, I think that's right. Let me know in the chat. In the last round, you placed a 6 in a 5. 5 and 6 is not adjacent until you build the tunnel. See, I thought 5 and 6 was adjacent, but not for us.
Not for movement.
Yeah, I think it is adjacent for them, but not for us. I think that's the rules.
Adjacent for placement only.
Yeah.
Until the Arabian Tunnel gets built.
Okay, so rolling dice for damage to us, and I've rolled a 5, which means we do take 1 on the hull. Okay, that was them attacking us. So now us attacking them, it's a 10. Plus 1 because we did a stalk. Oh, actually, that should have been -1 on their attack on us. But we lost anyway, so that's fine. Oh, does that mean the captain changes?
Yes.
So the captain... No, I think the captain changes when we attack it, not when it attacks us.
Let's see.
Not sure. But I'll go ahead with this one.
Yeah, you're right. We don't.
Okay. So it's +1 because we're making a stalk attack. I will exert the crew for another +3, so that's +4. +5 because of the strength and prow, but then another -1 because there's another warship there. So it's +4. Come on. Yes, got it.
Yes.
Right, so the Royal Sovereign is gone. And would you like to have this as salvage or as tonnage?
I think salvage.
Yeah, I think so too, because it's a warship. Okay, we have 2 actions left.
Oh, boy. We should almost move back to the European seas. That's getting full. But they're all getting full.
Yeah, they're all getting full. South Atlantic's getting full as well.
We could move down there. Yeah.
Yep, that works for me.
Yep, let's do that.
Okay, so 1 action to move to the South Atlantic, and then we have 1 action left. You feeling bold?
Yeah, I think we need to clear a space for placement.
Okay, so 1 action for a bold attack in the South Atlantic. And let's see what we get. So we have Syria. Oh, there should have been 2 notoriety on the Royal Sovereign. Just spotted it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something I always forget to do that.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so it doesn't attack us. We attack it. We're at plus... I'll exert the crew for +3. +4 because of the strength and prow. So this should be pretty easy. Well, just done it. And the benefit of getting rid of this one, because it was a slaver ship, is we get 1 crew. Nice. So we get that crew back, and we actually gain a crew. So where's this going to go? Is this going to go as tonnage or salvage?
I think salvage.
Not tonnage, because we're bold attacking?
Yeah, okay, tonnage, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we need ships there.
Yeah. So I assume we're going to move on and do another attack.
Yeah.
Ian O'Toole is saying, oceans filling up with the hidden ship tiles is a good thing. Is it?
Because then no more are coming out, but you're revealing them. He was saying earlier on that it's risky to be roaming around, bold attacking the hidden ships.
Yeah, so you're right. It's revealing them rather than adding more on there. Okay, good point. Okay, so we've found the Ryuo, or the Ryuo, however you pronounce it. It is a warship, and it attacks us. So 7. Got a 7, so we're fine.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, and then we attack it. Again, I'll exert the crew. So that's +3, +1 for the strengthened prow. No other bonuses.
Roll high.
Well, as long as it's a 6, it's a 7. Yes.
Yes.
So we get a notoriety. And you want this as salvage?
Yeah, I think we stop there and salvage.
Okay, so that one's going in salvage.
Mm-hmm.
Which means the bold attack is over. No action points left. End of the round. Okay. Next card is Jaws Wide Open. The shark returned when I saw Captain Nemo rise suddenly, dagger in hand, ready to fight the monster. With wonderful quickness, he buried his dagger deep into its side. A terrible combat ensued. So we have to test 8, and we can exert Nemo if the captain chooses to do so.
Yes, we should exert Nemo.
Okay, so Nemo has been exerted. Let's just move that down a bit. There you go. And we're rolling, and we need 8. Didn't get it.
Wait, well,
5 + 2, we're 1 short.
we can use this troubled dreams.
We can use this troubled dreams. So this is pass to change any 1 dice result. Yeah. Okay, so if we use that, we basically turn the 2 into a 6. And then that goes there. Right, we have now passed, which means we can either pass this card, which means it'll be worth 2 points at the end, or fail it to gain a Nemo. But we don't need to gain a Nemo because Nemo's at full. So we just pass the card.
Yeah, but we didn't want to lose a Nemo necessarily, I don't think.
We didn't want to. I mean, it's a tricky one because this is an adventure card, and adventure cards for us are not worth any extra points. If we were science mode, it would be worth 1 extra. But no, you're probably right. It's probably safer. Okay, right. Let's roll some dice. So we have a 3 and a 6 and a 2. Okay, so we're going to put another ship in 2, which it can't go in 2, so it's going to go in there. In 3, it goes in there, and then in 6, it goes in here. Okay, and we then get 3 action points, and we're off.
3 action points. Where
Don't forget,
are
we are now in the South Atlantic, which means we can pass this card, and as a free action, move to any other ocean except for the European seas or the Arctic Ocean.
We could go to the Western Pacific where the Korea incident
The
is.
Korea incident is happening, yeah.
Exactly. That's a great call.
But do we want to get the treasure here first? Or maybe incite some
Yeah, maybe
uprisings?
insight. I think insight first.
Okay,
Insight's
insight first.
important. Mm-hmm.
I will exert the crew. We don't have any treasure to spend. So, yeah, it's just a normal insight roll. 6 + 3 is 9, which is a success. We put a cube on the board, and we lose 1 notoriety. There you go. It's not a bad first uprising.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's use that card. What was it? Gulfstream?
We're going to use it now. The Gulf Stream. Not want to get the treasure before we leave?
Treasure's not really worth a whole lot to us, but we
True.
could. Just don't really want to waste action points on it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking more treasure is good for spending when we incite.
Yeah, maybe. Although there are some good treasures at action points and things like that. So we could.
Yep.
Let's try it.
Okay. So we spend 1 action point and we're going to search for treasure. So again, I'll exert the crew, doing that a lot. That's it. It's just a straight roll with the +3. We got an 8 + 3 is an 11, which is success. Collect 1 treasure. So we remove the gem, and the treasure that we have is It's a treasure worth 4 points, modified to 3. So there we go, Tom. That's yours.
Okay.
We'll ask you for permission to use that at some point.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can always discard that for DRM.
Can we?
Yeah.
Where does it say that?
It is a any DRM that's going to be you can use your treasure before the roll.
Are you sure? I don't remember that rule. I mean, only
Really?
when you're inciting or resting.
I thought treasure. It should be under treasures.
Yeah, no, I think it's only when you're resting or inciting that you can. Oh, or refitting.
Or repairing and refitting.
Or repairing. So okay, yeah, it's 4 of the 5
Everything but search
things.
on these actions.
Yeah.
You can do treasure for.
Yeah. Okay, are we going to use the Gulf Stream?
Yes.
Okay, so we use the Gulf Stream and we move to the Western Pacific. Okay, we have 1 action left.
I don't know, boy. If we, I think save the action point.
Save it? Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Right, next round. We have drawn. The Earth wants not new continents, but new men. So may the contemplation of so many wonders extinguish forever the spirit of vengeance. May the judge disappear and the philosopher continue the peaceful exploration of the sea. So this is a test 9. We can exert Nemo if we want to. And if we pass, we can reset the Nemo ship resource marker to its determined space if we desire. Okay. Well, it's already beyond determined, so we wouldn't want to do that. I guess if this comes out later in the game. But if we fail, we lose a Nemo and gain 2 notoriety. So, are we going to exert the Nemo resource?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So we're at +2. Gulp. Yeah, I think we're good. So we put that there. We can put it on determined if we want to, but we don't want to. Right. Let's roll some dice. What have we got? Oh. Right. Okay. Well, we did save 1. We can have an adventure. We've not done that yet. So a 1, a 1, and a 2. But because it's a lull turn, we're only spawning in 1 and 1. Can we spawn in 1? We cannot. So we're going to reveal a ship. Where would we like to reveal a ship?
We rolled. What did we roll again?
It's a 1 and a 1. So
okay.
We could reveal a ship in the Indian Ocean and stock them up here. Ian's saying in the chat, you can choose to place them in the ocean that you're in or an adjacent one. So you can group them into nasty warships. So we might want to keep the Indian Ocean free. Although we don't get to choose, do we? Oh no, you do. That's it. You do get to choose. I've been getting this slightly wrong. You don't choose where to put it first and then reveal it. It's the other way around. You reveal it and then you choose where to put it. I think that's the rules. Because I remember getting that wrong last time I played.
Reveal it and then choose to place
Yeah.
in that
Okay.
ocean or in an adjacent.
There you go. So we've revealed the city of Adelaide. We can put that in either the Western Pacific. Oh, no, in fact, it shouldn't be. I've just noticed. No, the first one should be a token there first. Right, that's that one done. The second one is the city of Adelaide, so we can put this where if we want to. And what Ian's suggesting is that we group together the warships and the non-warships, potentially. But it's up to us. Where do we want to put this? Any thoughts?
Oh, the mail ship. Okay. No special, nothing special. Well, we could place it in our ocean and try to seek it later.
Right, so that was that done, and because it's a lull turn, we get another treasure back, but there's already a treasure there, which means we can add another treasure I believe, to an adjacent ocean. Place a treasure available token. Oh, and on the adventure deck.
Yep.
I forget to do that.
Oh, yeah, we did on the first full turn.
So the first lull, there should have been another one. And then I think we've had another lull.
Yeah, just now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're just having another lull as well. So I think that's 3. Wow. Yeah, we definitely want to do an adventure. Let's just check the rules on lull turns. Page 17.
Yeah, that's right, I believe.
Treasure placement. Placing treasure. When an ocean gets treasure, put one. If it already has one, place the treasure in an adjacent ocean, dotted lines if desired. So yes, we can put another treasure in either the Arctic, the Pacific, or the Central Pacific, or the South Pacific. Any preferences?
Central Pacific.
Central, did you say?
Yes.
Central. Okay, right. So
we're going to spend our action point, because it's 2 normally, to search for adventure.
Yep, so we get an adventure. This is something we haven't done yet. So what we do is we spend our 1 action point and we get the top card of the adventure deck, and we can actually choose whether to do it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So this card is a sacrifice to the gods. I am the law and I am the judge. I am the oppressed and there is the oppressor. Through him I have lost all that I loved, cherished and venerated. Country, wife, children, father and mother. I saw all perish. All that I hate is there. Say no more. He's not very happy, is he?
No.
So we play this card. We fail it and lose at least 1, but you may elect to lose any combination of up to 3 non-Nemo resources or characters. And for each 1 lost or sacrificed, you gain 1 Nemo and 1 notoriety. Or we don't have to use this card at all, and we can just put it to the bottom of the deck.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think get rid of that.
I think get rid of that. Yeah, which means we
say
don't
we
get the
pass.
treasure, but that's a nasty card. So
Yeah, it's a nasty one.
yeah.
That's the luxury of doing adventure, though. You can pass on it.
Yeah.
And it only costs us 1 point.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad at all. Right, next round. Let's zoom out. Let's get another adventure. Aha! We have the second intermission. So, the Nautilus went at a frightful pace, 40 miles an hour. It literally tore through the water. Where was Captain Nemo? Had he succumbed? Were his companions dead with him? So, second intermission. We can change Nemo's motive if we want to. This is a really interesting part of the game. If things have been happening differently during the game, we could now choose to change our motive. But I think I'm happy sticking with what we've got. What do other people think?
Yeah, I think we're doing good on this motive.
So we'll stick with that one. We add the orange reinforcements into the ship pool. We're now going to be rolling 3 white dice and a black, but we only choose 2 of them for the action points. And there we go. Right. So we do the next card, which is all by electricity. Professor, said Captain Nemo, my electricity is not everybody's. I owe all to the ocean. It produces electricity, and electricity gives heat, light, motion, and, in a word, life to the Nautilus. So we keep this card, and at any point we can pass it at any time to immediately gain 1d3 actions for the turn. So there you go. There's good ones, there's bad ones. That is a good one. Okay, right. So we're rolling the dice. Unfortunately, we are now rolling 4 dice. Apparently we did an uprising check. Ah, yeah, we should do an uprising check. Yes, you're right, we should. When we did the lull turn just now, we should have done the uprising check. So in the European seas, there are 2 cubes, which means we need to roll the dice, and if we get a 2 or more, I believe one of them goes. Sorry, 2 or more and we're okay.
Yeah.
Here, there's 1 uprising cube and 1 ship. So we need to roll. Yep, we're okay. And that's it. Here we don't need to roll because there's only 1. So I think I think we're good.
We still have to roll. Don't we still roll?
Well, you still roll, but even if I roll a 1, we're still okay.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, if the result is greater than or equal to the total, there's no effect. So,
yeah.
If there's 1 uprising, you're fine.
Yeah, I see.
Right, what was we doing? I was about to roll the 4 dice, I think. Okay, so we have 2 and a 2, a 6 and a 6. Okay, so first of all, 2. Nowhere for it to go. So we reveal a ship. And we have got... it's one of the orange ones.
Ooh.
So this is the Prince Albert. It's quite a tough little ship. Where do we want to put that? It's got to go either in 2 or something adjacent to 2.
Aye. How about...
Just put it in the Cape Horn here?
Yeah, Cape Horn, that's what I was...
Get it out of the way. Right. Next one is another 2. And this one is... Uh-oh. It's an even tougher one.
Oh, man.
Central Pacific?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. Next one is a 6, which is over here. So that's full and everything next to it is full. So we get another ship. The Thermopylae. So should we put that in the Indian Ocean?
Sure, yes.
Take Ian's advice and group these together.
Yeah.
And then finally another 6 is the Arapiles armoured frigate. We could put that at the Cape of Good Hope.
Yeah, we could. We could also use it in Ocean Western Pacific, but
yeah, we could. Yeah, because those two are connected, so we could put that here. Oh, are you thinking of then doing a bold attack and getting rid of both of them?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, good idea. Let's do that. Okay, so for the purposes of action points, we're going to use the 6 and the 2. So we actually get 4 action points, and we're ready to go.
All right. Well, let's start off with the bold attack then.
Okay, so 1 action point, do a bold attack. Which one first?
Warship first.
Yeah, because we want the other one first.
Well, the warship is going to give us a -1 if we don't sink it.
True. Yeah, okay. I was thinking of salvaging the second one, but we could salvage the third one.
Yeah, well, we could. That's
okay.
That's a good point.
So bold attack on the warship, right? So it attacks us first. The suggestion in the chat that we could have chosen a lull turn. Yeah, and if we had have done, the black dice wouldn't have been used to add ships, but I think getting 4 action points is probably better for us. Okay, so it's attacking us with 6, no modifiers. We're only rolled an 8, so we're okay. And now we're attacking it. I will exert the crew for +3. We've got +1 because of the strengthened prow, so we're at +4. That looks big. Yeah, 14. Boom.
All right.
Okay, tonnage.
Tonnage
Western Pacific. Right. So I assume we're carrying on. Which one next?
I'd say another revealed ship.
The mailing ship. Oh, there's also a notoriety on that one. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so we're attacking it. I'll exert the crew with the strength and prow. That's a +4. Yeah, done it. 2 notoriety for that. We're getting close to these ones getting added into the game.
Yeah.
Tonnage as well?
Yes.
Okay. And are we carrying on?
Carrying on.
Okay.
That's the attack.
Okay. And this time it's the Ariel, a clipper. Nice. So again, I'll exert the crew for 3 plus 1, 4. Yeah. Another one gone. Tonnage or salvage?
I'd say we stop and salvage.
Oh, I was going to try and persuade you to go more.
Oh, really?
We're on a roll.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. The attack.
There you go. Easily persuaded, sir.
Sure.
Okay, so here's the downside, though. Notoriety goes up, and these are going to come in.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit of a risk. But
Yes.
let's see. Okay, it's a bold attack, and we have found... Aha! The Ellen Southard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in fact, there was another notoriety on that I forgot. I'm always forgetting that.
Yeah.
Right, so again, I'll exert the crew. +1 because of the strength and prow. Done it. 2 notoriety. And we want to take this one as salvage, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
Nice. Got rid of all 4 for 1 action. Cleared out the Western Pacific. Nice.
So now we can do insight.
We can?
Do insight.
Yep. So 1 action point to insight. I will exert the crew for us for +3. We can spend the treasure if we want to, but you want to save the treasure, Tom?
Yeah, save the treasure.
I was asking the other Tom because he's got it in his cabin.
Yeah.
This treasure that you've got under your bed. Just saying, we probably don't want to spend it at this point. So yeah, +3. It's just +3, isn't it? Yeah, +3. Okay. Roll a 6, which is a 9. Yep, so we get a cube. We are limited on these cubes. There's only 5 left. Okay, 2 actions left.
Well, we could insight again, or we could move.
Or we could do an adventure. We could just spend the 2. Because there's a lot of treasure on here.
Sure is. That's very tempting. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see the treasure.
Okay, so 2 action points for an adventure card, and it is Commerce Scare, the Shipping and Mercantile Gazette, the Lloyd's List, the Packet Boat, and the Maritime and Colonial Review, all papers devoted to insurance companies which threatened to raise their rates of premium, were unanimous on this point. Public opinion had been pronounced. So we play this card and perform this many reactions. Okay, 4 and pass the card if the motive is war or anti-imperialism, which it is, or 2 if it wasn't. So we can do 4 reactions. For each reaction, you must either gain a notoriety or flip any non-warship token to its available warship side. So we don't want to do this, do we?
I don't think so.
This is bad.
That's too much notoriety.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. We'll find one that's good for us.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just going to leave the gems there, actually. Right. Okay. Next round.
Next round.
Let's draw a card. A pearl worth 10 million. There, between its leaf-like folds, I saw a loose pearl as big as a coconut. Its globular shape, perfect clarity, and wonderful orient made it a jewel of incalculable value. Carried away by curiosity, I stretched out my hand to take it, weigh it, fondle it. Ooh. Okay, so we keep this card. Whenever we are in the Indian Ocean, we can test 10, and if we pass, we collect 3 jewels. There you go. Okay, so there's some jewels in the Indian Ocean whenever we decide to go there. Right, let's roll some dice.
It's probably a good idea to head there because we've been building up the non-warships there as well.
Okay. Now, I've rolled 3 1s and a 2. So, we could, if we wanted to, choose to have a lull turn. I don't know whether we do. Because we're only going to get 1 action point if we don't.
Yeah, and we could use that action point to move to the Indian Ocean. Or we could just place the ships, the treasure, another treasure on top of the deck.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get a ship in 1, 1 and 2 anyway. It's if we do a lull turn, we won't get a ship here.
I'd say we take a lull turn.
You think a lull turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So we choose these 2 dice for a lull turn, which means we only get ships in 1, 1 and 2, which is there, and we can't put 1 in 2, so this is going to be a reveal. Okay, and it is... Oh.
Oh, Central Pacific. Put it in the Central Pacific.
Yeah, I think put it in the Central Pacific with the other one. There you go. We're all friends here. Okay, and then we have to do an uprising check. So here, a 1 means we lose a cube. No. Here, a 1 means we lose a cube. Nope. And everywhere else is fine. And then we get a treasure in Ocean 1, which can't go in Ocean 1, so we can put it in either the Arctic, the Pacific, or the South Pacific.
I guess Arctic Ocean.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, right. And then we get no action points to spend, so that's the end of the round.
Yeah.
Oh, the captain should have passed to me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm now the captain because it passes whenever we hit the next notoriety bracket.
There you go.
Yay, I'm the captain. Right, okay, so next card is the iceberg. Oh, brilliant. I take over as captain and everything was frozen, even the noise. The Nautilus was then obliged to stop in its adventurous course amid these fields of ice. In spite of our efforts, the Nautilus remained immovable. So, we're going to do a test, and it requires the Nemo. We can risk Nemo and we can risk the hull. Now, I'm happy to risk Nemo, but I need to get permission of the tactical officer to risk the hull.
Risk.
Yeah, because we're at +1, so that's +2, +2, plus another 1 is +5. Okay. Yep, we've done it. So we've passed this card, which means we get 2 additional action points to spend this turn, even if it exceeds the action point maximum of 5. Oh, right. Okay, so let's roll some dice. Here we go. So we have a 1, 2, 5 and a 6. So first of all, we put a ship in 1. Then we put a ship in 2, which we can't do. So we have to reveal 1. And it's a dark yellow one. So we could put it in South Pacific. So it's out of the way because it's quite a tough one.
Yeah.
5 is going to be a reveal. Which is the Star of India passenger vessel. Should we put it in the Indian Ocean?
Yeah, there's no bonuses. Yeah, so I guess so.
Yeah, then we can go around and just blow them all up. And finally, the 6 is actually another ship there. Okay, right. And then if we choose the 6 and the 2 for our action points, that's 4, plus our bonus 2. We've actually got 6 action points. Right, 6 action points. So,
yes.
I think, let's put those back. Now, are we thinking going to the Indian Ocean and searching for treasure?
Yeah, maybe. I think we could definitely do that adventure card at some point if we have extra. But
Yeah, I'm thinking, do I want to look for treasure while we're here? But as you say, no. I think first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 2 action points and we're going to try again on this adventure. Let's see what we've got this time. We've got Vigo Bay. This was the scene of the battle of the 22nd of October 1702. Here galleons laden from the Spanish government had sunk. Here Captain Nemo came, according to his wants, to pack up those millions with which he burdened the Nautilus. Okay, so we can keep this card. Whenever the Nautilus is in the North Atlantic or the European seas, we can fail this card and begin drawing treasures one at a time, and we stop drawing as soon as we take a wonder or retain the token. If we decide not to do that, we just keep this card, and at the end of the game we pass it and it's worth 6 points. So we're definitely taking that, which means I believe we get all those treasures. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have to pass the card for that.
I think you might be right. Let's just have a look. Adventure cards. Adventure. Spend 2 action points, draw the top card of the adventure deck, perform the card's activity, and afterwards collect 1 treasure token for each available gemstone on top of the adventure deck, or decline to perform that card's activity and return it face down to the bottom. Yeah, I think we just get them.
So we get a token for each one.
Yep. Because we didn't decline the card, so.
Okay, 5 treasures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we have found the Abyss, which is another great wonder. We've found Cleopatra's Palace, another one. We found a treasure worth 1. We found a treasure worth 3. And we found a retained treasure that we can keep for 2 points or use it at any time, get rid of it to get an action. So again, Tom, you're in charge of those treasures. So whenever you want to use them, let us know. Right, so that wasn't a bad first 2 actions. So I think let's spend 1 and travel to the Indian Ocean. And then we have the fog machine, which we might need to use at some point to decrease our notoriety. We also have this electro-powered crew armor. You may use this card once during each bold attack action for either a +1 after a roll, or destroy the card for a +2. So this is really good as well. If we're going to be doing lots of attacking,
we might want to do this fog machine to lower notoriety.
Before we hit the next set of ships?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Both good.
I just don't know whether to... Yeah, okay. Okay, I think we're going to do a bold attack. So 1 action, bold attack, and we're going to go for the big one first. No, we'll go for the middle one first. No, actually, yeah, we'll go for the big one because it's worth more points. Okay, so it doesn't attack us. We'll attack it. I will exert the crew, and we've got the strength and prow, so it's +4. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, that's just enough. So we get 3 notoriety. 1, 2, 3. That has gone. It's up to you, Tom, but I was thinking we'd keep this as tonnage.
Yeah, tonnage.
Yeah, I'm going to go with tonnage for the first 2 and then salvage for the third one is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So 1 extra notoriety to go now to this one. Oh, this is cutting it fine. Attack. Yep, that's that one gone. So tonnage on that one is another 2 notoriety. 1, 2. And then another notoriety to go onto this one. Again, exerting the crew each time. Yeah, done. And if we have that one as salvage, if that's okay with you.
Yep, that's good. Perfect.
There you go. We got 4 salvage. So I think at this point, I'm going to spend 2 action points to do the refit. Now, I'm going to exert the crew, so we're at +3. We can, if the purser agrees, we can spend some treasure.
So we've got +3 already.
We've got a +3. So the chances are we're going to get it.
Yeah, no.
What I'm thinking, Tom, is if we get rid of this one that's worth 1, it's not actually worth any points to us.
Yeah.
So if you're happy to dig that out from your shoebox under your bed,
yeah,
and throw that away, that gives us a +1. So we're actually at +4. Rolled a 9, which means we get it and we pay 1 fewer salvage. So were we happy getting the fog machine?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, it's up to Tom Heath, because you must have you determine which upgrade card is purchased. So, do you think we should get the fog machine, which will reduce our notoriety, or the electro-powered crew armor that will make us better in combat, or the hydro drive that allows us to move 2 spaces?
Oh, that's the third one. Okay.
I like the idea of the fog machine, but if it would reduce our notoriety by a set amount, because we could spend 2 salvage and remove 2 notoriety for that card.
It's 2d6 notoriety loss, so on average 7.
I was thinking that's going to be 2 when we roll that.
It could be.
So I would go for the armor.
Okay, so because we got a brilliance, we only pay 2 salvage for it. So there you go, 2 salvage is gone. We now have electro-powered crew armor. Now it says once during each bold attack action. So if we're attacking multiple ships, we can only do it once during that set of attacks.
Yeah.
Okay, no action points left. So draw the next card. Torres Straits. The Torres Straits are nearly 34 leagues wide, but they are obstructed by innumerable quantity of islands, islets, breakers and rocks. The Nautilus, floating betwixt wind and water, went at a moderate pace. Her screw, like a catkin's tail, beat the waves slowly. Right, we can keep this card. Immediately after moving between the Indian Ocean and the Western Pacific, well, we're in the Indian Ocean, we can perform this test and add 1 to our notoriety. I'll just zoom in so you can see it. There you go. And if we succeed, we get an extra 2 action points this turn only. If we fail, then you cannot save 1 action this turn. Okay, right. So we keep this card and we can use it any time that we move from the Indian Ocean to the Western Pacific, if we want to. Okay, that can go there. Right, dice time. Okay, we have a 3, a 4, a 6, and a 6. So we get a ship in 3, which can be a hidden ship in the South Atlantic. A ship in 4, which is a hidden ship in the South Atlantic. And then 2 6s, which are 2 hidden ships in the Indian Ocean. Okay. If we then use the 6 and the 3 for the actions, we've got 3 actions. Okay.
Yep.
Right. Any suggestions? Insight?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that. So I'll spend 1, exert the crew for +3. Don't think we need to spend any treasure at this point. So we'll just try and incite something in the Indian Ocean. Oh, 9 +3 is 12. Yep, so we get a cube and we lose 2 notoriety.
2, that's a good one.
Yeah. I don't know whether to do that again. No, I probably want to incite in different places. Although we have incited in quite a few. Okay, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to incite again in the Indian Ocean. Again, exerting the crew for a +3. What have we rolled this time? A 4 plus 3 is 7, minus 1 because there's already 1 there is a 6. Contempt, no effect, and we gain 1 notoriety. Oh dear.
Now that is something we could have used the treasure for, correct?
We could have done. Yeah, I should have asked Tom if I could have had it, but I didn't. I think I'm going to save that one action.
Okay.
Yeah, going to save it. So, next round, we have the whales. Trying to crush the Nautilus with their sheer mass. Through the windows, you could see their enormous mouths paved with their teeth, their fearsome eyes. So we test 9. We can exert crew and hull. Now, I'm going to say yes to exerting the crew. Which is a plus 3.
Hull.
Tom, you're okay to exert the hull?
Yeah.
Yep. That's another plus 3, so we're at plus 6. Yeah, that's a success. So we collect 2 treasure or gain 1 crew. Well, we don't need the crew, so we get 2 treasure. Nice. Okay, what have we found in the whales? Paul's just joined us in the chat. He's been here for a while, but he's only just been able to get the chat working. Thank you for joining in. And the treasure that we found is, we have a 4-point treasure. Let's put it in the Tom's bed. And then we've got, this is another bad one. Lose 1 resource or 1 character.
One resource, huh?
I think I'm happy to lose a crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. We got loads of it. We seem to be doing all right here with the resources, but I don't want to speak too soon. So that was the event card. Dice time. Okay. We have a 3, 2 6s, and a 5. Do we want to have a lull turn? That is the question.
We could rest or repair on that lull turn and gain something back.
Mm-hmm. Or we could refit and get the fog machine.
Or we could refit and get the fog machine.
What do you think, Tom H?
Yeah, I think we could probably do with the fog machine.
So a lull turn and then refit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So if we choose a lull turn, we don't place for the black dice. So we need a 3, a 6, and a 6. So the 3 is going to be here. This is all full. So we need a ship. And the ship is another yellow one. So should we stack it up in the North Atlantic?
Sure.
Okay. And then 2 6s. The first one goes here. And then the second one is going to be a ship. And it is a whaler. We get a treasure if we defeat it. Where do we want to put this? We can put it in the Indian Ocean, the Cape of Good Hope, European seas, or the Western Pacific.
Indian Ocean, where we are.
Okay. Right, and then we choose a lull turn, so we get a treasure on 6 and on top of the deck. We can't put it on 6. So we can't put it there and we can't put it there, so it goes there. So we get a treasure there. We don't get any action points, but we've saved 1 from the previous turn. So, as the captain, I'm going to decide that we spend that 1 action point to do a refit. I will exert the crew to get us a plus 3. Do we want to spend a treasure token or not?
Yeah, I think it's safer to do that.
Yeah.
I'd say yes.
Mr. Heath, are you happy with us spending some of your treasure?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's spend this 3. So that gives us a plus 6 on the die roll. Yeah, there you go. Spend the treasure. Plus 6. What have I rolled? Oh, it's a good job we spent it. So we've got a normal success. We gain the upgrade. There's only 1 upgrade we can get, which is the fog machine. So we spend our 2 salvage. We get the fog machine. So this is during our action phase. For 1 action, we can destroy this card to lose 2d6 notoriety. So we'll do that next round. So that's the end of this round. Next card is accident or incident. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I was awakened by a violent collision. I sat up in bed, listening in the darkness, and then was suddenly hurled into the middle of my stateroom. Apparently the Nautilus had gone aground, then heeled over sharply. Okay, so we have to test 9, and we can exert the hull if we want to.
Yeah, definitely.
We probably want to. So it's actually a +3 because of our strengthened hull. Is that good? No, that's bad. So what were we on? +3, 4, 7. So we're 2 short. So because we've failed, we're going to lose a hull. And we fail a keep card from here. Or we could fudge things. So I've got Professor Aronnax, which is +2 after the roll.
Yeah, I think this is a good one to spend an emergency resource on.
So I'm going to flip over Professor Aronnax, which gets us a notoriety, to add +2. So we have succeeded. So that comes back. So we can keep this card, and we can fail this card after any future 2d6 roll to get a +2 as emergency help. If we don't use it by the end of the game, we're going to get some points. Okay, so that goes there. Dice time. Okay, what have we got? We have a 2, 2 4s and a 6. So again, we could have another lull turn if we wanted, but we don't have any action points.
Yeah, no. I think we take the action points.
Okay. So, a ship is appearing in 2, which is a new ship. Okay, it's a clipper. Where do we want the clipper to go? It can go in either Eastern Pacific or the Eastern Pacific. So
Yeah,
I'll put it in the Eastern Pacific. So this is the danger. Yeah. If this ever fills up and we need to place one and we can't, we flip them over and they become dangerous. And then I think if we can't flip one over, that's when we lose.
Yes.
Right, so that was the 2. We have 2 4s, which is South Atlantic. So the first one is a Sea Serpent, which is worth a lot of points if you manage to defeat it, but it's pretty tough. How do you feel about putting this one in the Cape of Good Hope?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, right. That was one of the 4s. The next 4 is General Grant. I would suggest we put that in the South Atlantic. And then finally the 6 is the Indian Ocean. And that's a mailing ship, and I think put that in the Indian Ocean. There you go. Right, 4 minus 2 is 2. We have 2 action points. I'm still the captain for the moment, but I'm happy to take suggestions.
Ooh.
I mean, for the tonnage thing, we kind of want to get into the Eastern Pacific.
Yeah.
Get rid of them 2, but
we have to start sinking ships. We need to fill those columns up.
Say that again?
I said we have to start sinking ships.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
Fill the columns.
Yeah. But to get to the Eastern Pacific, it's quite far away. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we could go the other way. It's still 3 away the other way. Yeah. See, I'm used to playing as the Explorer, where you've got the hydro drive and you can move movements a lot easier in that game.
Right. Maybe sink the first ship with treasure.
Sorry, Tom, you were breaking up a lot there again.
The sink salt attack.
Yeah. On
treasure.
On the Sea Serpent?
No, the first warship in our sea. Non-warship, sorry.
This one here, the Triumph. So sneak attack rather than bold? Because bold would get rid of both of them.
Yeah, maybe bold.
Don't we get the bonus if we do bold as well from the?
Oh, that's right.
From
We
the
have
upgrade.
the.
Oh yes.
That's,
Well spotted. The electro-powered crew armor. Yeah.
that's
Oh,
right.
we should also.
That's right.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do first. I'm going to do the fog machine. First action. Use the fog machine. Now Tom's jinxed it in rolling a double 1. There you go. 7. Nice. So we go down from 27 to 20. Right. And my second action is attack, and it is going to be bold, and it's going to be on the little one first. Okay. So +1 because of the strength and prow, +3 for exerting the crew is +4, and we get a special +1 afterwards if we miss. So, yeah, done. I think we should have that as tonnage because it's the first one. Yep. Okay. And then second one, we gain a notoriety. Move on to the second one. Exert the crew again. 6, 3, 9. Yeah, we didn't need it. So tonnage or salvage.
Tonnage.
Tonnage. Okay. There we go. We're done. Out of action points. Next card. Prussia declares war. I suppose their Chancellor Bismarck will take them to war after war, but it is their great naval base at Wilhelmshaven that concerns us now. What will Captain Nemo make of such an opportunity as Prussia's wars spread to the seas? So in every ocean where there are one or more Prussian warships, if any, immediately discard one hidden ship token or reveal one or one revealed ship token of any nationality. Okay, so we need to look at the board to see if there are any Prussian ships. And there are not. Okay, and then always pass this card for tonnage VPs or fail it for -2 notoriety. It's our choice. What do we want to do? We can put the card into the pass pile, which means we'll get some points at the end of the game, which is actually going to be worth 6 points to us at the end of the game. Or we can put the card in the fail pile and lose 2 notoriety.
I think we pass.
I would say go for the points.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seems like a lot of points and not much notoriety.
We've gone for it. We've gone for the points. Okay, let's roll some dice. Okay, 6, 6, 4, and 5. So again, we could have a lull turn if we wanted to, but I don't think we do we?
If we do a lull turn, well, we got to place a treasure on adventure deck.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't get to do anything.
No, well, I could spend my 2 actions.
Oh, that's true. So we have this tile here.
Yeah, we've got that treasure.
We can dish in at any point for 1 action. I've got a second officer, which is an action.
And I have 2 actions.
You've got 2 actions, and you've also got the first officer that's 3 actions.
Yeah,
I think the only benefit of doing a lull turn is that, we'd get an extra treasure, but we don't get a ship in 5. But we're still going to get a ship in 4, 6, and 6. We might lose some cubes.
Yeah, well,
I'm not sure. What do you two think? Lull turn or not lull turn?
What does the audience think?
What does the audience think? We do have a 20-second delay on the YouTube chat, so it might be a while before they get to us.
Sure. I'm leaning towards a lull turn myself. That's what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah.
And then spending this guy for 2 actions.
The chief engineer?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel, Tom? You okay with that?
That sounds good, yeah.
Okay, right. So we're going to do a lull turn. So we don't use that 5. We get a ship in 4, 6, and 6. So the 4 is here, which is going to be reveal a new ship. The chat says lull. So there we go. Right, it's an orange one. Where's this going to go? I think I'm going to put it up here. So that was the 4. And then we have the 6 and the 6, which is there and there. We don't get any action points. We do get another treasure appearing on 6, which can't go on 6. And in fact, it can't go in any of the adjacent ones because it's all full. So that's a shame. But it does go on there. And then Tom's going to flip over the chief engineer. So we actually get 2 actions. Now, because we've got 2 actions, it probably makes sense to spend one of them and do an adventure. That's what I'm thinking. Because there's a couple of treasures there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Oh, uprising. We needed to roll for the uprising. So in here, European seas first. What's that? Ooh. It's a 1. We lose a cube, unfortunately. Here's okay. Here. Is it just warships? No, it's revealed ships. So here in the South Atlantic is okay. The North Atlantic, this is not good. Yep, lost the cube in the North Atlantic. That's it. Yep, we're okay everywhere else. Right, the adventure is to Vanikoro. The captain came up to me, put his finger on one spot of the chart and said this single word, Vanikoro. The effect was magical. I rose suddenly. The Nautilus has brought us to Vanikoro, I asked. Yes, Professor. So we keep this card. When the Nautilus is in any Pacific Ocean, we can spend 1 action to pass this card and collect 2 treasures. Nice. Or we can fail this card to gain up to 2 ship resources. Nice. So it's a really good card. We also get these 2 treasures. Okay, good adventure to have. The 2 treasures are a 2 treasure tile, which is actually only worth 1 for us, and a destroy for 1 action or keep it for 2 points, which is 1. So we have 2 of those cards, Tom, which you can discard for actions whenever we want to.
Oh, we should do that now.
You're thinking
they're only worth 1 point, aren't they, to us?
They're only worth 1 point, yeah.
At least one of them.
You happy to get rid of one of them, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, so we ditch that to get an action. Now, what are we going to do with these actions? So the things that we can do is we can repair, we can rest. Rest will get the crew back. Repair will get the hull back. We can't refit because we don't have any salvage. So yeah, we could just take some time and repair.
I think repair. That's worth points to us. Science point under repair.
Well, the repair, the difference between ship shape and here is only 1 multiplied by 2. So that's only a 2-point swing, whereas the crew is a 4-point swing.
Oh yeah, it is only.
So I'd be tempted to rest.
Okay.
And try and get a crew. So if we spend 1 action to rest, we could throw in treasure, but I think we're okay. We can exert either Nemo or the crew. Nemo or the hull.
Hull.
Hull, because we get a plus 1 extra.
We can use a treasure, I think.
We could, but I don't know whether we need to. Yeah, I think the odds are we're probably going to be okay doing this, he says. Okay. So plus 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. We gain 1 hull. So we get the hull back. No, sorry, it was resting, wasn't it? Yeah, yes. Gain 1 crew. There you go. Now, if we want to spend the next action point, we can actually try to repair the hull as well. Should we do that? So we're in good shape? Or save it?
I think we don't need to repair the hull right away.
Okay. I'm just thinking because this is a lull turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think repair. I think spend it.
Let's go for it.
Exert the crew. 7, 8, 9, 10. Gain 1 hull. There you go. Ship is back to perfect working order. All tracks are at the top. End of the round. Okay, next round we have shakedown maneuvers. Round the Nautilus, the sea dashed furiously. This is a bad sea, remarked Ned Land, who's dead. Detestable indeed, and one that does not suit a boat like the Nautilus. So we have to test, and we can exert both the crew and the hull. Well, I'm going to exert the crew. You happy to exert the hull?
Yes.
Okay, so we get a +6. What have I rolled? Yeah, rolled a 7, +6 is 13. So we've passed and receive up to 2 ships' resources, which we don't need, or gain 2 actions this turn, or 1 of each. Well, we'll get 2 actions this turn, please. Thank you very much. Nice. Right, okay, dice. Okay, so big numbers. Oh, lots of big numbers. So we're faced again with the same choice. We could have another little turn.
Oh boy.
Because we're only going to get 1 action point anyway.
There's a lot of 6s there.
There is.
We're going to have to fight some ships there. I don't know.
I would vote for a lull turn, but that's just me.
Okay.
What do you two think?
Yeah, I'll go with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, lull turn. That disappears. We unfortunately don't get the treasure on 6 because there can't be 1. But we have ships on 5, 6 and 6, which is... It's going to be new ones of these. So the first one is... Oh, the Bellerophon. It's a battleship. Now, if we're going to leave the Indian Ocean, it's probably safe to spawn it where we are.
That's the thing. Are we going to leave it, or are we going to reduce the ship there?
Yeah. It's quite tough.
I say European seas for that blue ship.
Okay. Right, the next one is a 6, which we can put in the Indian Ocean, the European seas, or the Western Pacific. And that's the Ganj, a whaling ship. Where do we want to put that?
I think Indian Ocean. Oh, that's... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's where we are.
Is there a bonus on that ship?
There is 1 treasure. Yeah, it's a whaling ship.
Yeah, we should sink that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking we probably want to move out of the Indian Ocean, though.
Well, we can put it in number 1.
Yeah, we can put it over here.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And then we have another number 6, which is... the Kutetsu. Kutetsu. Yeah, that one.
Oh, boy, okay.
I think put that up here in the European seas.
Yeah.
Keep all of these nasty ones together. Okay, right. So that's the spawning done. We need to roll for the uprising cube. So here, there's 3. I rolled a 4, so that's okay. Here is 1, so we don't need to roll for that. Here there's 2. So that's okay. And over here is 2. And that's okay. Right. We didn't lose too many cubes. We have 2 actions to spend. So I'm thinking do another adventure. Unless there's anything else that we need to do at the moment.
This is a lull turn, correct?
This is a lull turn. Yeah.
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 It's
Okay, we've got required repairs. The Nautilus seemed becalmed only a few yards beneath the surface of the waves. I suppose that the crew was occupied with interior repairs, rendered necessary by the violence of the mechanical movements of the machine. So we can keep this card, and at the end of the game, we pass it and we score the card's negative VPs if not removed, which is -8. To remove this card, you must perform a successful repair action and forego 1 hull gained from doing so.
Hmm.
I think that's okay. I mean, I'm just thinking we do get a treasure.
Yeah, we do. We're going to have to fail the card. Well.
Yeah, actually, it's minus 8 points. Yeah. No, I think not keep it.
Yeah, maybe skip this one.
Yeah, okay. So there's 1 left. Might do another adventure. Because it's cheap.
Yeah.
Okay. The transatlantic cable. We were about 500 miles from Heart's content at a depth of more than 1,400 fathoms that I saw the electric cable lying on the bottom. So when the Nautilus is in the North Atlantic, we can fail this card and immediately perform a free insight and or search actions, but no more than 3 combined, and for each one we get a notoriety. There you go. So we've got a transatlantic cable and we get the treasure. Huzzah!
That's good.
Right, and it is treasure worth 2, or for us, 1. Right, end of round. I think it's time to pass the captain on. There you go, Tom. I voluntarily pass the captain on to you. Yeah, okay. Oh, just in time. So, as well as the intermissions, in the deck is this card, which is a bad one. This is a hollow explosion, and this is in every game. What sort of craft is it, Ned? From its rigging and its low masts, the Canadian replied, I bet it's a warship. Here's hoping it pulls up and sinks this damned Nautilus. Right, so we failed this card, and we're going to add in the red reinforcement ship group. So that's this pile of ones here. These really nasty ones, they go in there. Oh, before doing that, oh, I hate this. This caught me out last time. Yeah, before doing that, discard a random red ship for each of the first 3 notoriety defeat levels not yet achieved.
We haven't achieved any of them.
We haven't achieved any of them.
So discard 3 of them.
So we discard 3. So I'm taking 3 out at random, okay? And then add 1 random undiscarded red ship to the Nautilus current ocean and fight it immediately. So that'll be this one. Treat this as a mandatory free stalk attack action.
Ugh.
Okay, so we have a mandatory attack action against the Monarch. That's not too bad. But it's treated as a stalk attack. So it's attacking us first. It's got 9. No bonuses because there is nothing else there. What did I roll? I rolled a 7. So we failed. We're going to take a little bit of damage, but it's not that much of a problem, is it? Yeah, I think we're fine.
I think on Sailor difficulty we only take 1 damage.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's what I was just double checking.
Luckily for us.
Yeah, that's actually in the optional rules at the back of taking a blow. Yeah, failed test results. Oh no, it's not a failed test result. Oh no, or from attack test that fails to sink the targeted ship token. So exerted ship losses. You can adjust your losses of exerted ship resources according to the difficulty levels. Not sure it applies when it hits you.
Let's see here.
Because it's...
Combat sequence.
No change from the one. Yeah. I think the combat rules are... suffers a number of hits equal to the lowest dice result. Yeah, so it's still going to be 3 damage. Ouch. Yep, there's nothing about that. It's not a test as such.
Right. I thought there was something.
Yeah.
About...
I think it's 3 damage. Let's do it as 3 damage and see what the chat says. So, we're ignoring 6s because of our hull, so we take a 2 and a 3, which is the crew, and the crew again. Ouch. Okay, so the crew got knocked around a bit. But then we're fighting it. We need an 11. We get +1 because of the stalk attack. We can't use the electro-powered crew armor, but we do use the strengthened prow. Are you happy to exert the hull?
Yes, exert the hull.
So that's... Oh, I need to zoom out. So that's 3 for the hull, 1 for the stalk attack, 1 for the strengthened prow. So I'm at +5. Here we go. Missed by 1. Oh.
Let's see.
Let's see what we've got.
We have Ned Land still?
No, Ned's gone.
Ned's gone.
We do have Conceal, which is a re-roll. We do have accident or incident, which is after any future 2d6 roll, get a +2 DRM for emergency help. It costs us 3 points.
We could use that now and pass.
Yeah, that's probably the cheapest.
Yeah, I think so.
The options we've got.
So that can go there. So we pass. Huzzah! Now, do we want this as tonnage or as salvage? We do get 2 notoriety though.
I think tonnage at this point.
Tonnage, okay. Right, so that was the card, which was, where have I put it? Ah, there, hollow explosion. Yeah, so now that's the last card of the fixed ones until we get to the finale. So the finale is somewhere, anywhere from 3 to 8 cards time. So yeah, we are running out of time, but we're not dead yet. Okay. When does the extra blight dice come in? Oh, it comes in there when you get to that one. Okay, so we have a 1, 3, and a 6. So we're not doing a lull turn this turn. Okay, so first of all, 1. We're going to get a ship, which is going to be... Oh, it's a red one. It's the Audacious. It's a big battleship. Where's that going to go? It can go in the Western Pacific, the Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean.
Pacific Coast. Pacific Coast, I say.
Sorry, you're breaking up again, Tom.
Oh, Pacific Coast.
Pacific Coast, okay, yeah. Next one is a number 3. So that's going to go here or around here. It's the Britannia, so wherever we want to put that. We kind of want to clear some ships out in the Eastern Pacific if we can get there. We're just not moving very fast.
Right.
But we will this turn. We're going to get 5 action points this turn. So
yeah, we got to go there.
Yeah. So where's this one going? Southern Atlantic?
Yes.
Okay. Then we've got another 3. Which is... It's the Mary Celeste. Now this is nice. If you actually defeat this in combat, it's counted as a wonder, which is worth some points. So I think put that one in the South Atlantic as well. And then we have a 6. Which is the Scotia, which I would suggest we put up here in the Western Pacific.
Okay.
If that's okay with everybody else. Right, that's the dice placed. So between the 1 and the 6 is 5. There you go, Tom. You are the captain. You've got 5 action points to spend.
Right, so do we want to get out of here?
I think so. We've spent too long in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah. We need to get, what is it, the Eastern Pacific is the one we haven't got anything for at all.
Yeah. Now,
No,
if
the
we
one
move
South Atlantic.
from the Indian Ocean to the Western Pacific, we can play the Torres Straits card.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Yeah. So we spend 1 action to move, and immediately after moving, we play this card, and we do a test of 7. You happy to exert the whole, Tom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
The other's on. Right, so we're at +3. Yep, done it. So we pass this card and we get 2 extra action points this turn, so we've got 6. Oh, we do gain 1 notoriety though, because somebody spotted us. Took a photo, posted it on Instagram.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. So 6 action points. We are in the Western Pacific.
So we want to be in the Eastern, really, but they've got those difficult warships. So they just wouldn't go into the tonnage those ones.
They would go in a major ocean basically those. So either or.
Okay.
Oh, right. Is that how it works?
But they're
Okay.
quite difficult.
Nice. I've tended to leave these smaller oceans alone in other games that I've played. But as I say, I've only played it a couple of times.
They're both risky ones, but I don't know, is it worth spending all this movement to get to the Eastern Pacific? Just thinking we've still got nothing in that column, but then we only know what one of the things is.
Yeah. Yeah, and who knows, we've got quite a lot of the nasty ships have actually come out.
Yeah, we need to sink in Eastern or South Atlantic is where we need to sink.
Yeah.
For sure. Because we got to get that column up. Otherwise, we're not even...
Well, we've got so many actions, we should just head to the Eastern Pacific and let's start firing indiscriminately.
I think so. Yep. So first action is to move from the Western Pacific to the Central Pacific. Second action is used to move from the Central Pacific to the Eastern Pacific. And then...
fire away.
Let's bold attack.
It's bold attacking time. Now, are we going to bold attack on an unknown one or the little clipper first?
I think maybe start with that because we'd put that in the display anyway, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Okay, right. So it doesn't attack us. We're attacking it. I will exert the crew for us, and we get a +1 because of the strength and prow, so we're at +4.
Wait. Before attacking, maybe we should insight before ships are revealed.
Good point. Is there anything to insight in the Eastern Pacific? There isn't. No. There are no insight locations.
That's right. That's the one. Never mind.
Okay, so +4. Yes, right. So that's going, and we're going to have this as tonnage, I think the agreement is.
Yep.
Okay. Move on to the next one, gaining a notoriety. And we reveal it, and it is... Dun, dun, dun. It is... Oh, hang on. Was there anything on the card? Yes, there was a notoriety on the tile. There you go. Okay. Right, it's the Giuseppe Garibaldi. That famous Italian ship. Okay, so it attacks us with an attack value of 6. No modifiers. 6, we're okay. We're safe. And then we attack it. I'll exert the crew again. So
and a +1.
+1 because of strength and prow, so it's +4. Yep, that's enough. So is that going as tonnage as well?
I'd say yeah.
Yeah, I think we can keep going.
Are we carrying on?
Carrying on.
Another notoriety. Move down to the next one. Okay. Oh, wow. It's one of those ones now.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Those are nasty. It's the British ship, the Repulse. So it's going to attack us first. There's nothing we can do about that. Yes. Rolled a 6. Oh, you can't see it. Nice. It's off camera. There you go. I've rolled another 6. So yeah, it didn't hit us. That? However, us hitting it, we're at +4. We've got the emergency backup.
Okay.
+6
Reroll.
to +1.
Yeah, we've got an And that's for an extraction, isn't it?
We've got a re-roll here if you wanted to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What do we need? Can we pass with 1 die? Still on 1.
No, it's a re-roll both dice.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So if you're happy to use that. Okay, if your character's gone, let's try not to roll a double 1 again. Oh, right. So what are we at? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we needed 11. So we're 3 short.
Oh boy. I'm going to make this call.
You're going to use it? I was looking at it. Yeah. So the first officer is, +3 DRM after the roll. Super powerful, but we do lose 1 Nemo.
Yeah.
And we lose 7 people points as well. But, yeah, okay. But we did it. We succeeded. Skin of our teeth. That is the repulse gone. Now, are we having this as tonnage or salvage?
It's 4 points. Yeah.
Tonnage?
We don't really need salvage anymore. We're not going to.
Yeah, hopefully not. Are we carrying on?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Sure.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Is it a yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 more notoriety. We get another ship. Yeah, I mean, after that fight, surely it can't be as bad as that. He says, I've drawn the Abraham Lincoln. Brilliant, worth no points. Fantastic. So, first of all, it attacks us. Oh, dear.
Hey.
It's only 1 damage, though.
Yeah.
So
roll a 6. Roll a 6.
And I'm planning on... Oh. It's a 5. So the hull takes a damage.
Okay.
Just get the dice back. Right, and then we attack it. And I will exert the crew. So we're at +3, +4. Oh, don't forget, we've got our extra +1 if we need it. It wouldn't have helped us earlier. Oh, yeah, easily done it. Right, now, this is not actually worth any points whatsoever.
Salvage that one.
So,
well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. How far is that going to put us in the tonnage right there? Because each solid column we fill up scores us more points.
Yeah, but are we going to be able to fill these up?
I don't know.
I don't think we will. It. Yeah. The other thing is I forgot to add the 2 notoriety for the repulse. So, unfortunately, these ones are now added in. And the captain moves over. So there you go, Tom D. You are now the captain again.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Right. So, we've got 3 action points left. But we do get the extra 1 because captain's just passed on.
Oh, that's right.
Whenever you reach the next threshold on the notoriety track, which was there, captain passes on and we get an action point. Okay.
I think we need to go to South Atlantic.
Yeah.
And sink some shit there for our scoring. Mm-hmm.
So are we going to spend 2 to move there?
Yeah.
Okay. And then bold attacks?
Bold attack, let's go. Okay. Captain's going crazy.
Which one first?
The bottom one.
The Mary Celeste?
Yes.
Okay.
Ship.
Right. So, I'll put my dice here, actually. I can put them here. I put them here. Right. Okay. So, we need a 7. I'll exert the crew. And with the other thing, that's a +4. Yeah. So, the Mary Celeste is gone. Are we moving on?
Yeah.
Okay. Which one next?
The top one.
Top one, the General Grant.
Yep.
Again, do all of that. We need a 4. Yep. That's gone. That's worth 1 notoriety. And are we carrying on?
Let's carry on. press the attack.
So 1 notoriety to carry on. Done. 6 plus the 4. Yeah, got it. And that's 2 notoriety. Now, when I zoom out, you'll see how high our notoriety is.
Yeah, it's getting high.
It's gone quite high. So Mary Celeste was tonnage. The General Grant was tonnage. And then we have the Britannia. I think probably tonnage for this as well, because it's worth 5 points as tonnage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go. We've still got 1 action left.
We could insight, or we could save it. Insight or save.
Yeah. We could do with that notoriety coming down a bit.
Yeah, I'd say insight.
Okay. Are we spending any treasure? That's up to the purser.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably should, because we're on a good result, don't we?
How much treasure do you want to spend? We're currently at a +3 if I exert the crew, which I'm going to.
We could spend one of the 2s and it's only 1 point, isn't it?
Yep. So we spend one of the 2, so that gives us a +2. Plus my 3 for the crew is +5. Yeah, there you go. So we put a cube on and we lose 2 notoriety. Nice. So we've incited uprising in Livingstone's expedition. There you go. Right. Whew, that was a long round. Next round. A novel proposal. The first thing I noticed was a range of mountains about 2,000 feet high, the shapes of which were most capricious. I knew that we were nearing the island of Ceylon, the pearl which hangs from the lobe of the Indian peninsula. Test 9, and we can exert the hull if you want to.
Boy.
Yes or no?
Yes.
I think so. This double hull is really nice. Yeah. Okay, so we're at +3. Roll a 6 +3 is 9, exactly right. So if we pass, reveal 1 additional Nautilus upgrade card, which is now available for purchase. Okay, that's how you get new upgrades into the game. It's very rare. And the upgrade is the periscope device, which would be awesome for us about 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
It basically means, Tom, that you can make subsequent bold attacks without your notoriety keep going up each time.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, that's pretty good. Right. So that was the event card done. Now, dice time. This is where it might go a bit wrong. Okay, so we've got a 2, a 3, a 5, and a 6. So no lull turn for us. So first of all, the 2 is a hidden ship there. Then the 3 is a hidden ship here. Then the 5. The 5 is a revealed ship, which is going to be this one, the Fulmar. Where do we want to put that? Indian Ocean?
Yeah, reveal hidden ship.
And the 6 is probably also going to be, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what this is. It's the Victoria. So I think put this in the European seas and just keep all of the bad ones away from us.
Yeah, or how
we
we looking
could
on
put it in the Western Pacific.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, we're running pretty, yeah, Western Pacific.
Yeah, it's looking a bit messy up here. This is going to be we might have to pop up here and get rid of a few of these. Okay, so dice, action points. 6 minus 2 is 4. There we go. Right. Tom D, you are the captain. You have 4 action points available.
Well, let's see here. We
only have the second officer left in terms of emergency crew. So and I think at this point We just need to try and survive the next few rounds.
Yeah.
And try and get some more in uprising cubes if we can on the board, because every one of them is worth 6 points.
Mm-hmm. And we are in the Western Indian Ocean.
We're currently in the South Atlantic.
South Atlantic.
Yeah, we forgot to do this pearl worth 10 million when we were in the Indian Ocean. Unfortunately.
I'd say insight.
We've also got this all by electricity, which we can use at any time to get 1d3 extra actions. At no cost, really. Okay, so spend 1 action to insight. Are we going to spend any treasure?
Yeah, I'd say yes, but...
Tom, let's have a look at what's in your goodie bag. Now we are at +3 if I exert the crew, -2 because there's already 2 cubes there, so we're at a net +1. How much treasure would you like to spend?
We could spend one of the bigger ones.
You're going to spend the 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's +3, plus another 3 is +6. +6 is 12, which means we get a cube on the board and we lose 2 notoriety. There you go. Done. Right. We can't incite any more uprisings here. He's completely uprisen. 3 action points left.
Well, where do we need to go? Western.
I mean, we could just pop up here and do some sneak attacks just to clear these. And if we get another one in here and another one in here, that's an extra 17 points.
Yeah, we need to go to the North Atlantic.
Yep. Okay.
North Atlantic.
1 action point to move to the North Atlantic. Now, there's no advantage on us doing a sneak attack because we've got the electro-powered crew armour. We might as well always do a bold attack, even if we were just attacking one thing.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we could stop if we wanted to. Bold attack.
Okay, so 1 action for a bold attack, and what is it that we're attacking? The Shenandoah, the Lord Clyde, or the Numancia?
The Shenandoah.
Okay. There you go. So it's first attacking us. Now, unfortunately, it gets a -1 on this roll because there are other warships there. So we're rolling and minusing 1. So 5. Yeah, so it hits us and it deals us 2 damage. What have I rolled? I rolled a 4 and a 4. So that's the hull. So the hull has just taken 2 points of damage. Next, we're attacking it. I will exert the crew for 3. +1 because of the strength and prow. So we're at +4. +4 on this. Yes, done. Right, that's gone. We get 2 notoriety. Where's this going to go? Tonnage or salvage?
Tonnage.
Yeah, tonnage. Right, are we carrying on?
Yes.
Okay, which one next?
Oh boy. Why don't we reveal the hidden ship?
Oh, you're going to do a bold attack on the hidden ship. Okay. Right. It is... Oh, why did you do that?
No.
I think we need to have a word with our captain, Tom. So yeah, so it's going to hit us first. Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So yeah, we lost, but we only took 1 damage, so that's all right. And the 1 damage is on the crew, so that'll be there. And then we're going to attack it. And we need a 12.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay, so at this point, I will exert the crew, but it's only a +2 now. So +2, +3 for the strength and prow. Yeah. No. So we failed the test, which means we lost that crew, which means the captain changes. And we get an extra action point. And that attack is over. Okay, yeah, that's a nasty battleship, that is.
Sorry.
Now, okay, so suddenly it's gone from everything was looking okay to it's not looking as good now. I'm going to spend 1 and move to the European seas, and then I'm going to spend another 1, and we're going to do a bold attack on this ironclad here. So it's going to attack us first. 7 -1 because there's another warship there is 6, which is a failure. Oh dear! All of a sudden it has gone wrong, and that's 3 damage. 1, 3, and a 5. So that's Nemo takes the damage, the crew takes the damage, and the hull takes the damage. Oh dear, dear, dear. Right, we're now attacking it. I'm going to exert the crew for +2, +1 for the strength and prowess +3. No. Oh dear, dear, dear.
Any emergency resources?
Yeah, which ones? I think we've used most of them. Yeah, we can't even use our electro-powered crew armor because we're still 1 short. Okay, so that didn't work. So the captain moves on again to Tom. We get an action point. Oh boy.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, there you go, Tom.
Leading.
I don't know. Try and attack the ones we don't know what they are. Hope there's a white one in the bag.
Yeah? Do you want to do a... well, it might as well be bold, mightn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, then again, if you do sneaky attack, you can run away.
No, go for bold.
Go for bold. Right.
Yeah.
Last action point, go for the bold. Wow, it's suddenly gone massively wrong in the last couple of... Well, that's what happens when you start attacking these big ships, I guess. So, here we go. It's an orange ship.
Easy.
Easy, he says. So, it's attacking us first. Nice. 10 minus the 1 is 9. We're fine. We don't get hit. We're attacking it. Now, the crew are pretty wrecked. So, they're only going to get us a +1 if we exert them. Nemo will get us a +2 if we exert him. And also the hull will get us a +2 if we exert that. So, are we going to exert the hull or Nemo?
Aye.
And yeah, Frodo's in the chat, CompuCube, and he started watching again, and that's when all the bad luck hit. So, yeah.
It's the
Charlie's
same
just
either
popped
way,
into
really.
the chat as well. Hi,
Do
Charlie.
Nemo.
Thank you for joining in. So, Nemo or Hull, have you two decided?
Do Nemo, it's the same either way, really, isn't it? It's the same bonus. And it's the same losses.
Yeah. So,
It's a hole.
Tom was offering to do the Hull, but we've done Nemo, so it's okay.
Okay.
So, +2 for Nemo, +1 for the strength and prowess, +3. Come on. What's that? Yes, just done it. That is
Easy.
9. Oh, no. Sorry, I forgot. There's a -1.
What?
There's a -1 because there are other warships there, but we can use our
the card, can't we?
electro-powered crew armour. Yes. Right, we get a notoriety for getting rid of it. That is the European seas. That can go there. Nice. We've done a lot of this. Yeah, I'm just hoping we can hold on now. Okay, so we're out of actions. We could press the attack if you wanted to, but please don't.
No.
Right, next round. Gosh. Captain Nemo's diaries. For my part, I did not wish to bury with me my curious and novel studies. I had now the power to write the true book of the sea, And this book, sooner or later, I wished to see daylight. So, after placing the finale card in the pass or final, we can do a test. We can't use any resources whatsoever. And we're going to get either it's difficulty 8 or 10, and then we'll pass or fail. So basically, that's going to go there. When the game's over, that's when we write the diaries, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Right, let's see what's going to happen this turn, and hopefully it's better than the last one. What have we got? We have... Oh, we could have a lull turn if we wanted. We have a 4 and 3 5s. Now, 5 is where we are. So, what do we want? Do we want a lull turn? We might lose some cubes if we do.
I don't think we want to lose any of those cubes.
No, I don't think we do. So, yeah, I think you're right.
No.
So we get 1 action point, and we're going to spawn ships in 4, 5, 5, and 5. So first of all, the 4 is here. The first 5 is here. The second 5 is here. And then the next 5 is actually a ship, which is going to be the König Wilhelm. Yes, which is a capital ship. And I think I forgot to add a notoriety for that. I think. Must keep remembering to do that. So where are we going to put this? It can either go in the European seas, the North Atlantic, or the Indian Ocean.
Indian Ocean.
Indian Ocean? Okay. There you go. And then we want 5 minus 4 is 1. So we've got 1 action point. And yeah, off we go. So Tom Heath is the captain. We have 1 action point.
I don't know. I don't think we really want to do anything in here.
No.
No. I guess we're just going to move. It's not really worth searching for. Doesn't everything get -1?
If we search for treasure...
It's just -1 at the most. It's not -1 for each.
Searching for treasure is -1 per revealed ship.
Okay.
So it would be a -2 for searching for treasure. The problem is, at this point, we don't really want to be exerting any resources.
Yeah.
We could try and limp away to the Arctic Ocean and then repair or rest or something.
Let's just move to the North Atlantic.
Okay, so we'll just pootle along to the North Atlantic for our 1 action, and that is the end of the round. Okay, next up is the Indian Ocean card. Now we begin the second part of this voyage under the seas. The first ended in that moving scene at the Coral Cemetery, which left a profound impression on my mind. And so Captain Nemo would live out his life entirely in the heart of this immense sea, and even his grave lay ready in its impenetrable depths. So we can keep this card. When the Nautilus is in the Indian Ocean, we can pass this card to gain 1 Nemo and 1 notoriety. Okay, there you go. Dice. Okay, we have a 1, a 2, a 4, and a 3. So no lull turn for us. We get a ship in 1, which can't be a hidden one. So we get La France, which is an airship. It's quite a tough airship. So we can put that in the Western Pacific, the Arctic, or the Indian Ocean.
Ooh.
Any thoughts?
I'm
It's a tough
going to
one.
suggest the Western Pacific.
So I didn't catch that again, Tom.
Western Pacific.
Western Pacific. Okay, that's the 1. Next, the 2 is a hidden ship. There you go. The 3. The 3 is where we are. So that can be a hidden ship in the South Atlantic. Which means the 4 is a revealed ship. Okay. We have the Jumna, a slaver ship. Not sure it matters, does it? Oh, it might. We could put the Jumna here in the North Atlantic. We could sneak attack it, or even bold attack it, kill it, and get the crew.
Yes.
Sound like a plan? There you go. Right, 4 minus 1 is 3. We have 3 actions. Don't forget, we still have a treasure that we can use for 1 action. And we have a card here. The All by Electricity that will give us 1d3 extra actions whenever we want it. And there's no penalty for using it.
Yeah,
So,
let's attack that ship.
Okay.
And then use the D3 extra actions.
Yeah.
Maybe just heal a load.
So we attack that for 1. We will exert maybe the hull. You okay to exert the hull?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's +2, +1 for the strength and prow. So we're at +3. Yeah, got it. So if we take that as tonnage, assuming we're just doing that one and we're not risking it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's do those D3 extra actions.
Okay, so we're going to use the All by Electricity. So we get 1d3 extra actions, and we've got 2. So we have 4 actions left.
Did we get the crew for that ship?
Oh, we didn't. No. Yes, good point. Crew goes back up to there. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The crew are now fit. They're no longer tired. Okay. Next up.
It's
Just check how many cards we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 cards left. So the end game card is somewhere in there.
It's tempting to just rest and see
So-
if we can work our way back up to all those points.
Yeah, go to the Arctic Ocean and then rest.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 movement to the Arctic Ocean, quite thematic, and then 2 to rest. So we're trying to regain the crew. Now, we can exert the hull or Nemo. I would probably say the hull.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's +2.
Okay.
We can also spend treasure.
Yeah, do that. Spend treasure.
I think so. Which treasure do you want to spend, Tom?
We could spend the big one then.
Spend the big one?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to get us another +4, so we're at +6. And we've rolled a 6. So 6 + 6 is 12, which means we get 2 crew. 1, 2. Nice.
Excellent.
Okay, 1 action left. Should we save that and then hope that we get
save
a lull turn?
Yeah.
Okay, next round. It is the Coral Realm. Captain Nemo and his men had come to bury their companion in this communal resting place on the inaccessible ocean floor. We test 10. We can exert the crew if we want to. If we pass, we gain 2 crew. If we fail, we lose 1 crew plus the 1 that we exerted. Now, we need a 10, and the crew is only going to get us a +2. So
We
don't have a choice.
We have to do it though, don't we?
Yeah, we have to do it. It's
So,
just we
yeah,
don't
exert.
have to exert the crew.
I would exert them.
You think? What do you think, Tom D?
If
Yeah,
they fail,
I mean-
just give up on healing them. But if we succeed, we get a load of points.
Agreed. I think.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, good point. You're right. If we play it safe, we're not going to get any points. Whereas if we fail, we're still not going to get any points. But if we succeed, we might. Okay, so we're +2 on this. +2, +2. Oh.
Yes. Oh.
1 short.
I don't think we've got anything.
No, I don't think we've got anything.
Okay.
We are 1 short.
Unless there's a card somewhere,
We
but
failed that one. We lose that one. And that goes there. Oh, never mind. Okay.
okay. I don't know what we do with our actions now then. It's like a waste of time resting.
Well, it was just that card that was unlucky. Okay.
Yeah.
We can't have a lull turn this turn, so we might as well go for big actions. Right, but first of all, we need a spawn in 2. Then again in 3. Then another one in 3, which is a reveal. Okay, so this pops up, which we can totally put in the North Atlantic if we want to. Or the European seas.
European.
Yeah, I think European seas.
Yeah, European seas.
Okay, and then 6 is the Indian Ocean, which is also a reveal. Okay, which is... Oh, it's a nasty one. But again, we could put this in the European seas. Or we could... Oh yeah, it's really getting full now, isn't it? Yeah, keep rolling these big numbers. I want to roll low numbers. I'm just going to stick it in the Indian Ocean. There you go.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. So we have 5 action points. And yeah, are we going to move and blow a couple of things up, or are we going to rest?
Well, I'd say rest for actions.
Yeah, I think so.
Just rest twice and save.
Yeah. Okay, so first rest costs us 2. If you're happy to exert the hull, we'll do that. We could throw in some treasure.
Yeah, throw treasure. Use treasure.
You're happy to throw the treasure away, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, so +2 for that. +2 for the hull is +4. +4 on the resting. We've got a 7, which is 11, which is we can regain a crew. So we get that back, we regain a crew. Right, resting again. We do have another treasure tile, if you want to throw that in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we've no treasure left, we spent it all. So, again, another +4. 7 again, we get that back, we get that back. There you go. We've got 1 action left. Should we save it?
Save it. Yeah, save it.
Save it.
Okay. Right, next round.
Finale card.
Come on.
It's not, but
Oh.
the finale card is close. So the next card is an underwater coalfield. Now then, right at this spot, the sea covers entire forests that sank underwater in prehistoric times. Today, turned to stone, transformed into carbon fuel, they offer me inexhaustible coal mines. Keep this card. When the Nautilus is in the North or South Atlantic, we can fail this card to gain 2 hull. Or we'll get points for it at the end of the game if it's still there. Okay, so that's not bad. That's just a nothing card. Here we go. Right. I'm rolling the big numbers again. Oh. This is not good. Yeah.
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 Dying. Oh, 3 5s. Ouch. Okay, we do have an empty space, so a ship can go there.
We can just about survive this set of rolls.
I think, yes.
I think a lull turn is probably dangerous because we're going to lose cubes.
Yeah.
So I would suggest not a lull turn.
Yeah, just have an all turn.
Okay, so it's 3 5s and a 6. So the first 5 is a ship which can either go here or here. And it doesn't matter where it goes because the next one is going to go in the other one. So we'll put that there. Then the next one, so the second 5, is going to go there. Then the third 5, what this does, when the ship can't be placed, you flip a white non-warship token in that ocean to its grey side. So that actually now becomes a warship. And then the 6, this one flips over, and that becomes a warship. And if you can't do that, in fact, no, let's not flip that one. Let's flip that one. If you can't do that's when the game ends. So we are extremely close. If 2 6s get rolled next turn, then that's it.
No. You can't place. The last resort is to place a ship in any empty space.
Oh, yeah, there is another one. Draw a warship token and place it on any empty location. Oh, okay, so we're fine. Because there's still a slot down here.
Yep.
Okay, so we're okay. We've got 1 action point, so we've got 2. We could rest again.
Yeah, just rest.
Yeah, so we spend 2 actions on resting.
Yeah, rest.
Exert the hull for a +2. Nice. So that's 12. That's 2 crew. Check that
Yeah.
out. There you go. It paid off. Right, next round is the finale.
Yes.
Bottom of the sea. Her strong light lit up the transparent waters as the crypt became darkened. Then, at length, the vast effusion of electric effluence was oh, there's too many words in this. And the Nautilus, the tomb of the Captain Nemo, rested upon the bottom of the sea. Okay, we have to perform 3 tests.
Oh gosh.
First one at 7, second one at 8, third one at 9. For each test, you must exert 1 ship resource of your choice, using each ship resource only once. Okay, so let's look at the ship resources. There you go. So we've got to use...
So I guess we used Hull and Nemo for the first 2.
Yeah.
And save
And
crew
the crew
for number
the third
3.
one. I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
Nemo for the first one. Where can you see the dice? Where can you see the dice? Yeah, right.
Maybe-
Nemo for the first one. +2.
Maybe Hull for the first one.
Oh, I've done it now. Sorry.
Right.
So that passed. Second one is going to be the hull. So this is +2.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yep, done that. And then the third one is the crew.
Come on.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so for each test, we did that. If you pass all tests, pass the card for +15 points, and the game ends. There we go. So that goes there, and the game is over. We survived. We didn't die. So now what we do is we get to add up the points. Now, has somebody got a pen and paper handy?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Pen and paper is good. There are scoring tokens that come with the game, but I think it might be easier if we just go through them and I read them out. Okay, so scoring. Whew. Oh, hang on a minute. Captain Nemo's diaries. After placing the finale card in the pass or fail pile, we have to do a test. It is 8 and we can't exert any resources. 7. Missed it. Okay. So if we fail, we lose 1 Nemo. If you were defeated and did not reach the finale. So fail and lose 1 Nemo, or fail if you were defeated and did not reach the finale. No, I think it's just lose 1 Nemo. It doesn't actually make any difference. Oh no, it would have been some points. Never mind. Right. Okay, so adding up the points. Determining your score. Right, okay, so first of all, sinking ships. Points for warships, and these are all at face value. So we have 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15. 15 points for warships.
Yep.
Okay, non-warships. These are at +2 each. So that's 4, 8, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 30, 35, 41, 41, 45, 48, 51. 51 for non-warships.
Okay.
Adventure cards. So the cards in the pass pile might score adventure points. That's these. Adventure points is like a folder. These are at face value. So that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. 22 for adventure points. Collected treasure tokens. Tom spent it all down the pub. So we don't have any treasure tokens. Liberation of oppressed peoples. 6 points per cube on the board. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes on the board, so 36 points. Next, science. If we had Professor Aranax, we'd get some points. Otherwise, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 multiplied by 2 is 14 for science.
And our upgrade.
Sorry,
Yeah,
yes, and the upgrade as well.
Upgrades as
So it's
well.
actually 16 for science, and if you can add another 3 onto the adventure points as well. Thank you, I'd forgotten about them. Wonders. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wonders, plus the Mary Celeste is 5, plus, I'm sure there was one in here. Yeah, 6, 7 wonders, and they are at times 3, so that's 21. 21.
The treasures. The treasures.
We didn't have any treasures.
The wonders.
Yeah, 21 for wonders.
Oh, the
Yeah, did these? Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I don't
right,
think we've got any penalty points.
Bonus and penalty points. So surviving characters. Yeah, I've got one here. The second officer survived. So that's 3 points. We also get another 8 for the fresh crew. So that's 11 points for the characters. And then we've got the C's bonus. We've basically filled the first 3 columns, which is 37 points. And no penalties. So there we go. What's the score, Tom?
212?
You're kidding.
Seem right?
Okay, well, it's failure. We were so close. 220 would have been inconsequential. But at least it's not defeat. It's not defeat. It's only failure. Which is pretty good. So we get to read. Where is it? What were we doing? Anti-imperialism, failure. Here we go. Captain Nemo loses faith in mankind, both the oppressors and the oppressed. After considerable brooding, he makes the sad and weary decision to end his adventures. He orders the crew to leave the Nautilus off the English coast and then takes his ship to sea and disappears into the murky waves. His crew has tales to tell, which are swapped for free drinks, but Nemo himself is never heard from again. There you go.
You scored this Scourge of the Seas for the Scourge of the Seas. Yes.
We scored this, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. We were just shy. We were 8 points short. This is, of course, until somebody watches the video back and says, Paul, you got a rule wrong. You should have an extra 10 points. But there you go. I think we did pretty well. It was up to that point where suddenly we started fighting these ships here and I got some bad rolls and then we got hammered. But we were fairly okay with the rolls up until that point, I think.
Yeah.
How was it playing multiplayer then, Tom? Because you've never played this game multiplayer before. How was it?
I was really enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously,
but
it's got.
it's not a multiplayer game.
No. Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's got lots of dice in it, and I know you're not a big fan on Roll for Resolution. But I think this game captures the theme and the adventure and stuff like that. The actual multiplayerness, it was better than I was expecting. Now, to be fair, we probably didn't stick. We probably played it more as a co-op than it actually says you're supposed to. The rules are, fairly specific on this person does that and this person does that. We were kind of all playing it together. But I play quite a lot of games that could be played solo with more than one person. Because I like sitting down and actually just, playing through it myself.
Yeah.
So for me, it was okay. Now, Tom's holding something up to camera.
Yeah.
Oh, gems. What are these for?
These are semi-co-op.
Oh, they're for the semi-co-op. Right, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, there we go. Now, Tom D, you've played this game, what did you say, 12, 15 times?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Never played it multiplayer?
No.
Would you play it multiplayer again?
I would.
Okay.
I would. It would flow smoother and probably be quicker as a solo.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I went into it with very low expectations because people had said to me, don't try the multiplayer mode, it's rubbish, it doesn't work. So, you know, setting my expectations low, I think it did work. The bit I particularly like is it's actually written in the game which bits of the board each player is responsible for. So if we were sat around the table, it's like, that's your job to do that bit, and that's your job to do that bit. So that kind of helps. But as I mentioned earlier on, I like talking through the decisions about what we should do, and then I can, blame somebody else when it goes wrong. Basically, is how it works. So we are all done. So thank you very much for joining me for this afternoon. It's been quite long. It's been 3.5 hours, which is about the time I expected it to be. But yeah, it's late here. Time for us to go and get our tea. And I guess time for you to get your breakfast then, Tom.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for joining me all the way over from America. And the other Tom, thanks very much for giving up your time this afternoon to join me for this. It was good fun to play a game with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you to everybody for watching. I will see you all next time. Cheers all.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.